Hello everybody, welcome to the stream tonight. I'm not used to doing all these streams and things, and so it's quite a lot of fun. I see there's 20 people already jumped on. That's great. Hello, Houston. How is Houston this finey day? How is Houston this finey day? How is Houston this fine day? Grizzles is in attendance. Cameron F, not the first, no, but certainly not the least, I suppose one might might say. Okay, let me just fix this a little bit. It's just a bit annoying, and I don't know why. Give me a second here. Let's just make that go away, shall we? Nope, too much. Somewhere in there. It's like the sweet spot, I think. Somewhere there. Anyway, all right, that's better. Hello, Norway. Hello, Maryland. I'm homebrewing a Pathfinder 2nd Ed world. Well, there we go. That's quite interesting. Oscawano. Not bad at all. Yep, good on sound. Fantastic. Yeah, it's a funny setup. It really is a funny setup that they've kind of saddled me with. I don't know. Anyway, it is what it is, and what it is it. Let's get on with it. So, the Wizards of Cairnbari. We are continuing to design this campaign that we're going to be running. I have to say, I've got some amazing surprise guests, which are going to be joining the show next week. I've kind of been sort of floating the idea out to all the various folk that I know of, and that, you know, they're in my sphere of role playing, and I've been saying to them, okay, well, let's get this thing going, let's get this started, and I'm going to just do this. Just move me over. The framing is irritating. So there we are. That's a bit better. I've been reaching out, and as one does, trying to put together a role playing game. I mean, it is what it is. And so we've got some really exciting people. We've got some really, really exciting people who will be joining us. Starting from next week, Monday, of course, is when the whole thing starts. So let's recap on what we had come up with as of last week. And I've done a little bit of work today. I will confess I have done a little bit of work. So, Agamorex, our warlord who's trying to purge the world of all mages so that he is the only mage. Jashir, the second in command, claims to control the fungus so that he has power, he has status. And he uses alchemy to kind of control it, which I think is pretty cool. The Shaidar warriors, religious fanatics who follow the fossilized skull of Sidhi. Shaidar are the forgotten civilization of Amur. Then we have Mardak. We haven't identified Mardak yet. The Cairnbari Grand Sage. I had some thoughts on that. I did have some thoughts on that. What if there were 5 Grand Sages? Something to think about. Sikander, who works for the Empress, but is also a double agent. Amur is the forgotten civilization, beyond the Philarix Mountains. Sir el Habij is one of the cities, and Bakdahari is another. Good characters, we have Pasha Dalrin, Empress Alia, Ren Arath, and Kal Asar. So that's kind of where we were. Then we had our Someone Wants Something. We haven't filled the rest of this in. I haven't filled it in because I thought, well, I'd do that with you guys. We've got our first 4 adventures. One of the things I do want to accomplish tonight is this. We have to figure out our opening adventure, because the opening adventure is absolutely critical. We worked out how number 3 is going to work. The Witches of Ontaris, with that book that's going to show them how to make the armor. We've worked that one out, but what's this one? I don't know what this one is. Oh, yes, this is a clean slate, so we can work out plot for the first one. I kind of spent most of this morning making a map, because maps are fun, and I kind of went a little bit overboard. Mardak was the blacksmith. You're quite right. Junie B, you are quite right. Mardak was the blacksmith, a highly skilled blacksmith. There you are. The Council of Grand Sages. That's not a bad one. Not a bad one. I'm going to drop that in. So, Council of Grand Sages. Now, if you are new to the stream, we are designing a campaign, quite literally, an entire campaign, from the grassroots up for the sessions that I will be running next week. So yes, the map. I will show you the map. Like I said, I may have gotten a little overboard in designing the map. Now, until Project Deos drops, I've been using Wonderdraft, which does a fantastic job of making these large maps. So I'm going to share that with you. There you can see bits of Wonderdraft dragging over. There we go. So there's the map. Ta-da! Not much of a map. Well, that's because we're at only 125% zoomed in. Let me zoom us to 100%. That's 100% zoom in. There you are. Okay, let's zoom out a little bit. Yeah, that's cool. Let's keep going. Is there more to this world? Yes, there is a little bit more to the world. Is that it? No, it's not. Let's keep going. Oh, we're only at 33% now, and oh, there's more. Oops, hang on a moment. There's more to this world. Actually, there's quite a lot more to this world. There's actually quite a lot more to this world. So this is the world that I designed. I can't even. That's it. That's at 15% zoom. It won't go any further. So I very specifically made this map look like swirling clouds. Very specifically, I made it look like a swirling maelstrom type of thing. I went, this world is controlled by magic. We have magic everywhere in this world. It floats through creatures. It floats through everything. So yes, this is what I came up with, and it's pretty big. It's pretty detailed. So we've got. What I did was I've dotted some settlements around. We've got 3 major biomes. We've got sort of the cold north. We've got the temperate mids, leading into a bit of a sort of a jungle area, and then we go all the way down here to the Forgotten Kingdom of Ammo, which is all desert and stuff. So I haven't put any names in. So that is something that we can certainly do together. So where are mountain ranges on the map? So here are the mountain ranges. And yes, you can look at those mountain ranges and you can go figure out the plate tectonics. They're all screwed over by magic. So magic kind of cuts through kind of like these big glaciers. So that's why there's sort of like this drift, because the continents have become almost like clouds floating around. And so yeah, it's very, very detailed. Well, I mean, relatively detailed. I kind of had the characters starting maybe here-ish, so in the very middle of the map, possibly, because this is the Kingdom of Ammo down here. Now, I haven't even put that label in. Like I said, I was waiting for you guys. So there's the Kingdom of Ammo. One thing that I did do, and this is something that will be of importance to us going forward. When we look at maps and we look at what the characters are going to do, if the characters start here in the center, I hope you can see my cursor, yes you can. So if the characters start here somewhere in the middle, how do they get from there to the big bad who's down here? If the big bad is starting down here, they will have had to have launched invasion ships. Lots and lots and lots of ships. They would have first got to this range of mountains and islands, which is not barren. There are civilizations. I've dropped in little cities here and there. There's a big city there. I've dropped in these cities all over the place. So they'd have to get through them first. Then they'd continue crossing the ocean. Yes, I love nautical rules, and certainly for my home system, I will be including nautical rules and combat, which will be very similar to the D&D version. It's literally just a port. But it takes a very long time. So do we then say the players get onto a ship and they sail all the way down here, they go all the way across and around? Why? Why would they do that? Anyway, traveling around a magical world, becomes very problematic. And if you watched Game of Thrones seasons 1 through, 6, 7, 8, up to the final 8, it got to the point where it was like, we need to travel far south. 5 episodes later, they'd eventually get to the far south. That was in the opening seasons when they had plenty of time. Then when they got towards the end of the show and the series, they're like, we need to get to the far south. Bing! They're in the far south. We need to get to far north. Bing! They're in the far north. It sort of happened almost instantaneously. And it felt very... It's like, wait a minute. How on earth did that happen? Our time seems dislocated. So, There's a lot of suggestions. There are a lot of suggestions coming through. The Thought Police said Zeppelins, airships, love them. Absolutely. Harry Scher. Oyo. Not sure what that means, but yes, hello. Thank you. Thank you for that donation. Harry Scher. Really do appreciate that. Yes, airships, Zeppelins. Why not? Flight is something that's going to happen. We know that someone can cast the flying spell and lift up into the world, into the air. So I don't see why Zeppelins would not necessarily work. So let's put in Zeppelins. Absolutely. I agree. I think that's really cool. So we have these Zeppelins kind of slowly moving around on their own. That's really cool. Then something that I've put into the map already, and I can take them out because this is, this is not a dictatorship. Well, it is actually, but I have put them in, is I've put in these little gates. I've put in these little standing stones. To be perfectly honest with you, I found them within the map. And I was like, I kind of like those. What if we dotted these around various areas and they act as magic gates? So basically magical portals. I don't have a problem with that. It allows the characters to move around quite quickly, which I think is really cool. Ohio. Yes, of course. Good morning in Japanese. Ohio. Sorry. When you're not in the country and you're not speaking the language anymore, you go, Ohio? What does that mean? Ohio. Oh, yeah. Ikage desu ka? So, yeah. Gate posts, basically. And people can cast a spell which will open up the gate and then they can step through them. But the gates, of course, some of them are going to be guarded. So Ammo, I put down... Now, something that I needed to reconcile was, why is it the Lost Civilization of Ammo? I like that name, by the way, Grizzles. The Gates of Cain. Those are pretty cool. So if we have airships, if we have any kind of travel, why would it only be on the inner sea? Why wouldn't it travel out to the outer territories? Why not? Why don't they go out there? And there are a couple solutions that we could have. But it doesn't make sense though. It's like, why wouldn't they, why would these kingdoms specifically not sail across the ocean? What is this? What is in here that prevents them from doing that? And to be perfectly honest with you, we could come up with a whole bunch of solutions. There could be reefs, there could be typhoons, there could be storms, as Xander, the Green, and the Thought Police are talking about. Absolutely. There are a whole bunch of reasons. It could also be because this land is so inhospitable. It is so horrific. It could be the land known as the Land of Devils, or the Land of Darkness, or the Land of the Burning Sun. I mean, it could literally just be, these guys went there. All that is there is sand and death. Sail all you like, but we're not going there. We're not going there. If we've got lots of air stuff going on, looks like there's a lot of support for air stuff, which is really, 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 really exciting. Sentient creatures might avoid this area. The mountain ranges might create unpredictable air movement, those kinds of things, which could certainly be a problem. So maybe they don't want to fly there, so ships sailing there, it could be an issue as well. There could be major tempestuous storms in this area because the storms kind of cycle around this land mass and kind of rip through here because it's the only channel. You know, we can come up with a whole bunch of stuff, but I think primarily it's been forgotten. It's literally just been forgotten. There's records of this ancient far-off trading city, but it's assumed to have turned to dust because if they hadn't, why wouldn't they be trading with us? Well, they're not trading because I've put all of the cities in the mountain ranges as far away from the coast as possible. So something that I did not think of this at the time. I just went, oh, wouldn't it be cool if the civilization only lived in the mountain range and didn't live in the sand? So all of these gates are absolutely empty. So anyone stepping through the gate would have easy 200 miles of sand to have to walk through. So that's really miserable. And you kind of go, oh, and then you get there and you're a foreigner, so you get executed. Yeah, you're not going to go to that island for very much, I don't think. It could be dragon breeding ground. Yeah, we can throw in some glass dragons. I'm going to throw glass dragons in. It's going to happen. It's a thing now. Sorry. So, yes, we could certainly do that. What am I doing here? Sorry, I need a whole space bar. So anyway, so that's the isolated land out there. These are the more jungly kind of places. I put these in because I like sea stuff, and if I ever wanted to play a pirate sort of space, then this one could work as well. I don't think that would be too much of a problem. We've got archipelagos and little islands and things, and there's this great big island down here, which I think could be a lot of fun for players to run around on and have fun on. Because, yes. So... yeah, there's a good question here in terms of Edward Horseman asking, is your world flat or a sphere or a ball? It's always tricky, you know, when you wrap it around, you end up kind of going, oh, well, this continent or this island or whatever it is right next to this one. I personally like the idea that this is a section of a world, because this is not very big. This is not a very big landmass. You know, when you're making these maps, you go, oh, that's a big continent. That's not Africa-sized. That's not Africa-sized. The moment you can see, and it's not the moment you can see individual trees, because the trees are representative. So this little cluster of trees here might be 50 or 60 or 100 miles wide. And represent forests and grasslands, but it's mainly forest, so it's a lot of representation. But when I look at this map, I go, maybe this is the size of Europe. Maybe this is bits of France and maybe a bit of Spain in terms of landmass. Maybe this is the size of Texas. So maybe there are other things beyond, but this is what we could do. There are storms of magic which burn around the landmasses. And the landmasses are the only things that kind of cause the magic to slow down, the currents of magic to slow down. So as this fungus eats the magic, those swirls disappear, and then ships sail to the east, the north, the west, and the south to try and find other nations that are out there. I think that's much more of an interesting idea. So there we go. Grizzle says, what do we call the moon dragons? The moon dragons were called alabaster dragons. The alabaster dragons come from the moon, or moons. We haven't yet worked that one out. So that's that. Who are the players, says Aaron Floyd. The players that we have Jenny, who has been in many of my campaigns. She was the curious tabaxi known as Adressai in the Adventures of the Windswift. She brought about a huge amount of change with her character, who eventually turned basically into a god by being consumed by a book. She played Captain... why is his name gone out of my head? What was Jenny's captain name from Ghost of Saltmarsh? I've gone blank. Anyway, she played the captain in the Ghost of Saltmarsh. Really cool captain. And then she played the very Victor Salt. Thank you, Beyond the Six. 500 experience points to you. Yes, she played Captain Victor Salt, a man with a dark past involving slavery and all kinds of horrific things. And then, of course, she played Ixtec, the demented warlock who had made a pact with the devil. Yeah, so it was a very, very dark space, a journey that she took us on. I mean, it was a lovely, 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 lovely. So, yeah, Jenny will be joining us. We have a good friend, Michael Cassavan, joining us from Australia for as long as his constitution holds out. Michael's been around forever. He was Mutaru in the Windswift. He was Flint in the Broken World Chronicles, as well as in Ghosts of Saltmarsh. He played the Jaggerjaw, the Sharkan warrior. So yeah, so he's going to be around with us. And then I am delighted to welcome to the team, we have a newcomer, well, relatively newcomer. Till from Dungeon Fog is going to be joining us for the next week. So 5 episodes will feature Till. I'm really looking forward to that. I have role-played with Till once or twice before. It's going to be interesting to see his take on the whole thing. So that's going to be different. Then I have, she certainly said she was keen, and she's in the Discord chat. We haven't yet solidified stuff. So then we've got Kai from the Broken World Chronicles joining us. I think it's going to be so much fun. We've got wonderful Kai. She played the elf, whose name now completely escapes me, with Flint. And so yes, in the Broken World Chronicles, Kai has that very perceptive nature as a player. She's very, very perceptive. Of course, she's a trained actress. So when I combine her with Michael, we get this great performance happening. Then we bring in Jenny's very, I think, deviously analytical kind of space, but the big emotions that Jenny always brings in. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then we've got Till, who named that character, Till the Mop-Eyed Map Maker. So yeah, and then hopefully I've got 2 more people. They haven't yet agreed, so I can't mention names yet, but they haven't yet agreed. And then I've got someone to replace Till once Till has stepped down. Obviously, committing to doing this every single week, every single day is a major commitment for people. So I'm very grateful that they are joining the team. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. So yes, now I just watched the entire Broken World Chronicles and the adventure. Good grief, Landon, you have a lot of spare time on your hands, but you now know the people I'm talking about, and I think we all agree we're going to have a lot of fun. Okay, so I am oh my, every single day. Yes, Bianca Mouse Step every single day, starting next week, Monday, from 7 to 8 p.m. It's only a 1-hour stream. It's not a very long stream, but it's a 1-hour stream. So almost like a TV show. It's kind of how I'm going to try and pitch it as well in terms of pacing and timing. But it's a 1-hour show every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It will be available on the YouTube channel, our YouTube channel, How to Be a Great GM. Once the show has aired live, it will be available, and then we will make it available as a podcast on our website, so you can then grab the RSS feed. So that will be 7 p.m. GMT, which I believe is 12 p.m. Pacific time. So we can work around that. We've got a lot to get through before that game launches, though. Now, I am a lazy enough and bad enough GM that I don't have to go in fully prepped. I will make stuff up as we go, but we have got a lot to prep before we get there, and that's what we're doing in the streams tonight. We did it yesterday as well. So tonight we kind of not finishing off, not by a long shot, but we are definitely moving towards a conclusion. So I did that, and then I've been kind of busy today. I played around with some visualizations of Agamorax, but I couldn't pin it down. So then I updated the rules set. So for those of you that don't know, we will be... Wait, that's the wrong one. Let me go over here while I find it. We are going to be playing with a custom rule set, which I have written, and it's always interesting to get feedback from people. I'm going to drop it once again into my Discord server, into Circles of a GM. So where is it? I always lose that channel because it's not highlighted. There, character. Circles of a GM. I'm actually already there. So we've got a new version, a new updated version that is there for everybody to grab if you want it. Discord.gg/great GM. You can grab that. It's under the Circles of GM channel on our server, and it's the new and improved version, he said. By improved, I have added in another level of complication to the whole thing. So let me show you what I've done there. So none of this has changed, none of that's changed. What has changed is this section down here. I have added in now an area of effect spell modifier. So we needed that. So that has now added in. And then I expanded, I outlined, I think size was in there before, but now I've added in traits. So when you create a character, each character will have 3 traits at starting level, and then once you level up, you'll gain an extra trait. Every now and again, the GM will say you get a trait. So you choose a trait from your class, you choose a trait from your path, and then you choose a trait of your own choice from anywhere. So although there is a class idea in the game. It is more of a guideline. So if you're a fighter, you probably want to choose from the fighter talents. And these traits basically either give you extra score or they allow you to do something cool. Almost none of them have a fail. So if you do this, you cannot fail. If you have this, you just can't fail. So yeah, anyway. So that's now been added, and there are a lot of them. I tried to make sure that there were enough that you could go, okay, I want to build a combat engineer. Cool. So he needs to have some kind of damage dealing ability. So maybe let's make him a veteran fighter. So he deals an extra 1 damage. Doesn't sound like a lot, an extra 1 damage, but considering that most peasants will have 4 health, if you hit them and you do an extra 1 damage, that's a quarter of their hit points that have just vanished right there. So that's something to bear in mind. So you go veteran fighter and then possibly come down to the navy one and grab the, I think it is the right, where you gain +1 to your repair, your survival and engineering skills. So now you're a better engineer there, as well as being able to do damage. You can certainly do this build. It's completely legal. And then maybe you take, let's see, you could probably take merchant, so you can buy supplies cheaper. I don't know. I mean, the build's up to you. So that's all been updated, added to, and it will continue to grow as I kind of get there. I'm very bad at doing things. I don't focus. I kind of do a little bit here for a couple hours, and I go over there for a couple hours, and I go over there for a couple hours, and I kind of just bounce around. So the next question is, okay, so we have potentially, we've got a few things that we want to look at tonight. So I'm going to create an agenda. I hated these things, agendas in business meetings, and if you get into business, you will have agendas. But I hate them, but they do help. So we need to define our races for the world. We need to complete our first mission. All right, we need to establish. We really need to establish that. We need to name our map. All right. What else do we need to... Oh, yes. Define travel, air, gates, etc. Do we need anything else? What am I forgetting? What am I forgetting? Do you use a VTT for these sessions, says Super Trippy? You know, Super Trippy, I was talking to Till from Dungeon Fog. Till will be playing with us for the first week, but Dungeon Fog is a big sponsor of the channel, and I was saying, look, we're going to be doing this. I don't think it's going to be possible to do maps every single day for every single episode. It might be too much. He absolutely agreed. He absolutely said yes, of course, without a doubt. We don't need to do maps all the time. So let's look at some options in terms of using the Dungeon Fog map viewer. It's an interactive map viewer for the players, at least, to see the maps, because things like Fantasy Grounds and Roll20, we could go in there and start programming everything into Fantasy Grounds or Roll20, but that will take much more time than I have, and I think it's not worth it at this stage. So it'll be theatre of the mind for the most part, and then the maps, when we need them, or if we have them, if we have time for them, we'll then use within Dungeon Fog itself. So there we are. Kingdom names, yes, okay. Oh, right. So name our map, I think, is everything. It's city names, it's kingdom names, it's all that kind of stuff. Flesh out the big bad, yes. Finish up big bad end game details. Right. So let's just see. Right. Let's do that. Anything else that we need? Do we need to formalize the effects on magic of the fungus? Yes, Technophobe. I think that's a good idea. Define fungus effects. Now, yeah, there's some lovely things coming through here. Some lovely things coming through. Inky Design says, transport suggestion, giant magical turtles that can swim and fly, or giant turtles appearing from below the waves, taking flight and carrying traders into ports inland. I imagine it in my head and it looks awesome. Well, that's wonderful. That's really, really cool. I see you've now got another love, otters, so we'll come back to you once you finish geeking out on your different various points of journey there. Aaron, you are completely correct. Aaron Floyd says set out the plot. So yes, we need to finish up the plot. Finish up the plot. I'm not sure there's much else. Create some allies for the PCs. Let's define allies for PCs. Yes, absolutely. Anything else? Anything else that we could go with? Setting expectations, says Jens Horneman. Yes. It would be Jens Horneman, I guess, or Jens Horneman. I'm not sure. Setting the expectations. You are quite right. Now, I have not done this too much. Expectations. Okay. We've got a lot to get through. We really, 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 really do. Reformed Horseman of the Apocalypse. Terry Pratchett did that with Soak. Soak was a great character. It took me a long time to figure out that little joke of his. I really loved his writing. I really did. Okay, this is enough for us to get through tonight. I don't even know if we're going to get through this tonight. We will definitely give it our very best shot. I am going to give these numbers. I was about to be stupid. I'm going to give these numbers. And what I want you to do now is just type in the number that you want us to start with. Type in the number that you want us to start with. I'm going to have a sip of coffee. So which number do you want? 1 through 9. Type in the number and we'll see which one comes up the most in a vague kind of way. Starting with 8, defining the allies. 1311. Lots of interest in the races, it looks like. We've got 4 for 1 so far. I'll give it a few more seconds. So far, it looks like 1, 3, and 8. 1, 3, and 8. There's a 9. Definitely the ones win, and then I think it's 5. Okay. So we're going to go through that way. There you go. All right, we'll start with this one. Let's start with this one. Lots of people are voting for number 1 first, so let's do 1 first, and then we're gonna come down and move down from there. So races is incredibly broad. It's incredibly broad, and we have to think about this now. On the Saturday stream, Kaora and I get together, and that's from 8 o'clock. GMT. That's on Saturdays. We're defining a world and we're creating a world there. That is completely separate to this, by the way. That is a completely different thought experiment, very different approach to how things are going. So I think we can look. I see some of you have watched that episode from last week, Saturday. So yes, we can move away from that a little bit. Now, my players are already thinking about characters, and their mindset is a more traditional fantasy kind of setup with elves and dwarves and humans and the like. And I think that we can certainly stick to those parameters and have a little bit more of a thought, a little bit more opportunity and variety. So when it comes to the races, let's look at humans very, very quickly. Our own planet has got hundreds of different countries filled with humans that all have very different mannerisms and things. And where do we go from that? That's the choice. So I'm not entirely sure. Now, Grizzles, I see you saying you want otters. I will put it to you that, as you all know, I really like to make artwork using DAS. I mean, I really do. I don't know why. I don't know why. I mean, I like the look. I know a lot of people don't like the look. I give you that. The little otter folk. I think they're absolutely, absolutely adorable. And there's a bloodthirsty one. So you want to see what an enraged otter looks like? That's what an enraged otter looks like. I think it's really, really cool. This is how Daz outlays stuff, by the way. So there we are. Different types of otters. Sci-fi otter, freaky mole rat otter. There's lots of otter options going on here. If you want otters in the world, we need to raise that much money because that's how much they cost. And so that will give you otters. If we get there somehow, then we will get otters. All right, because then I can make the artwork. Because I hate going, oh, we got this thing in our world, you know. So there we are. All right, so that's something to think about. Right, so that's otters. You want otters? We got otters. Okay, we got otters. Right. So we'll add in otters somehow. If we're going to raise $12, we need to raise $12 and then we'll get otters, right? What am I doing here? Right, I'm sure you said what apps you're using to make this list. Okay, yes. So let me do that quickly. So firstly, someone was asking for the discord.gg/greatgm. We're currently using wonderdraft.com for the map. What else? The templates are coming from greatgamemaster.com. So there we are. You've got a variety of things in there. So otters, right? Humans, otters, kobold. What did we say? Kobolds. I like kobolds. Kobolds are fun. Fungus people. Well, the fungus. This is the thing. The fungus are the big bads. I don't know if we want to pollute that with fungus people. Isn't that going to confuse our players? Wouldn't they maybe think about it as expressions of the fungus? I like fungus people. Don't get me wrong. I like fungus people. Dwarven pirates. I like dwarven pirates. Dwarven pirates. We'll come back to them. So we could do something along those lines. Spider folk. Interesting. We'll think about that one. Crabmen. Yeah, I like crabmen. I do. These are races. Sharkan. Do we want to bring the Sharkan along? I mean, we can. I don't see why not. Orcs, Merfolk. Yes, absolutely. Are these races that the players can play, by the way, that everyone's busy throwing out here? Because I mean, we've got that. We'll add in the Clawfane, because that's the Claw Crabmen. Ents, Elder Humans. Let's see. Ents are very much like... Yeah, let's put in the Ents. We can put in the Ents. These are options. I don't know about Tieflings. I really don't know about Tieflings. Can I swap your Tieflings for Satyrs? Could I swap your Tieflings for Satyrs? Could we do that? Satyrs. How about Satyrs instead of Tieflings? All right. I see people are asking where can they donate in order to make the Otterfolk a reality. I just want to check so I don't send you to the wrong place. Because I think we have a little donation option. I hate asking for money, but I won't be able to get it otherwise. I think, where is it? Oh, there we go. Right, yes. If you head on over to our website, you'll see there's a buy us a beer. It doesn't go on beer. I rarely promise. It actually goes on coffee. I don't know why he changed it. It used to be buy us a coffee. Anyway, you can jump on there and then you can donate to us. Otherwise, you can join us on YouTube and donate through that way as well. You do not have to become a patron to get this otter. Just let's jump in there and just let me know if you do, because then I know that we've got it, and then I won't feel bad when the web goblin sends me a text message saying, why is there money being spent? You meet in a tavern, you all have coffee. That's pretty much what I do. Okay, we're missing stuff. Okay, shifters. I love shifters, but they cause all kinds of problems. Pixies are fun, and I think we've got a hell of a list here. I think we have an amazing list here. Celador Mythica, this is not the aquatic campaign. This is just, we're just adding in races. We're just adding in races that we're going to allow our players to kind of choose from, possibly to choose from. Dragonborn. I don't know about the Dragonborn. They're kind of kobolds. What if we had beefy kobolds? Like the kobolds were dragon folk, not dragonborn, because dragonborn's very 5th edition, isn't it? Very sort of 5th spacey in that kind of that space. I think the Khajiit, yes, absolutely. Why not? We call them the Cathar in my world. So there we go. I think, guys, this is more than enough. This is enough to keep us going forever. Forever. I mean, this really is. Really, 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 really is. So, yeah. I think this is enough. All right. Let's see now. Half-breeds you can mix and match the races. Yeah, Argonians, Daryl Lieber. You're quite right. You're quite right. You're quite right. So, yeah, let's have a look. Are there any on this list that we want to drop out? Are there any on this list that from a player perspective you go, well, it's going to be awkward. It's going to be awkward to add them in. We have no aerial race, says Lance Pickett. What if instead of spider folk, we had an sort of how would you call it? Like an insect folk who could fly. What about an insect folk who could fly? Bird folk, I mean, bird folk are okay. Bird folk are okay, but I quite like the idea of an insect race. I'm going to put it in, insect race. So insectoids. So not bees, but more like, I don't know, Genosians from Star Wars. Something like that. Something like that. Yes, and Dwarven is fine. We don't need the pirates. You're quite right. You are quite right. Okay, so we'll put in there dwarves. I think the reason why we put pirates in there is because these are not mining dwarves. These are not mining dwarves. Okay, this is a huge list, and our players, I mean, we only have 5 players, right? And they're going to go, oh, yeah. But I'm happy to have these as nations in our world. I am happy to put this as our world race. Before we start designing these creatures, something that's important for us to look at, and we don't look at this very often in world building, at least I don't think we do. Will these all be playable races? Depends on how much time I have between now and Monday, because the guys are making their characters as soon as they can. So we're going to go through that and try and make it possible for them to do that. The rules don't yet have any racial traits. Anyway, what I was driving at is, I'm going to try and do this. Yes, perfect. When we look at our world and we say, right, this is where the dwarves evolved. This is where they came from. And if there are lots of open plains, that inspires lots of running. It inspires lots of movement. So why would the dwarves evolve in open plains? It doesn't make sense. Mountainous regions, perhaps. Underground, of course, explains why they're not so tall, if that's where we want to go. Now, Lance Pickett raises a very good point. Are your nations more or less segregated by race? I think that a world where you have racial divisions can work if there are serious cultural differences. Or if there are natural barriers. Now, the moment we started to have global trade on a massive scale, you started to get a proliferation of peoples in and out of territories. At the same time, isolationist nations formed very, very quickly, Japan being a great example. They said, right, we don't want foreigners in here. And they quite literally had to be forced at cannon point to accept foreigners onto their shores, aside from the Dutch. So we need to look at that kind of thing. But I think it's important to say, well, where did they start? Where were their home nations? Humans, by kind of trope, are always going to be adaptable, and humans can live with otters and kobolds and dwarves and insects and Sharkan and merfolk and da-da-da-da-da without problem. I'm not a huge fan of that, to be perfectly honest with you. But anyway, that's the thought, is that humans, we can adapt to everything, whereas the other races are a lot more rigid and inflexible. I don't know why, but it is what it is. So if we look at, let's not look at humans, because humans are going to go everywhere, right? let's look at our otter folk, assuming we can raise that $12. And I'm going to say that the $2 that we've already been donated will go towards that. So Harry Scher gave us $2, so we're already down to 10. Let's put it down to 10. Let's do that. So there we go. We're on our way. Now let me go back to the right. So assuming we get otters, blast! I've got to get rid of that. Wait, let me get out of that tool there so I can then do this properly. Otters like water, right? Otters. Inky Design, did you really donate $12? Well, there we go. Thank you so much for that, Inky Design. Really appreciate that. That's absolutely awesome. So otters everywhere. I kind of like this this area for otters in the world map. I mean, call me crazy, but it's a giant. It's not a sea. It's a lake. It's a lake. Or do you think otters would be Arctic coastal? Well, we kind of got that over here. There's lots of cold areas up here. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I think that... Let's see. Harry Scher, that's amazing. That's really great of you. Thank you. I really do appreciate that, Harry. Where is the rule set on Discord? If you go to... the Great GM Discord channel, and you find the channel Circles of GM. Circles of GM. So you could put that in there. You go to Circles GM and you'll see that I've added it there straight away. So make the otters desert people. Inky, where do you want the otters to go? You kind of got there first in terms of donation. I do like the idea of a maritime republic. That could certainly work as well. So that's pretty cool. Everything changed after the big otter invasion. Yes, we got lots of cute, furry, fluffy things. Otters live in cliffside areas with strong coasts. Yeah, that's not a bad one idea. And Livras YT, I do not have climate zones. Really, I kind of have... I kind of went, well, up here is cold, moving to temperate, moving to warm, and then down here is a desert. So it's kind of in that space, but nothing major. So let's see, where are we talking? The Ottoman Empire is something that we will not have. I know it's very funny, but yes. So I did think that was quite funny, actually. Anyway. So we can put them wherever we like. I think definitely the otters should have some kind of naval presence, some ships and the like. So yeah, you love the Arctic idea. Okay, by dint and decree, this territory is now... Wow. Thank you, Oscawano. Absolutely, thank you. This is just because your playlists on world building inspired me. I'm really appreciative of that, Oscawano. I really do appreciate that. Thank you for that. So yes, thank you. This is now the Ottoman... Guys, we can't call it the Ottoman Empire. We really can't. A, it's sexist, and B... No. Otters in the Arctic area sound good, so that's where our otter folk are going to be. So we need a name for the otters. We need a name. I'm going to put in some labels now. We cannot go with Ottoman Empire. I am vetoing that from up on high. Wait, where are we? Name generator. No, wait. City, town. Weren't there more? I'm sure there were more presets. Maybe I didn't install them. Anyway, we'll go with city now for the main one. Where are we? No, please, no. Make it a republic. Okay, the otters are now a republic. Otterwald, Royal Otterial Navy, the Otter Republic, Otter Person... The Otto person, Lutava. I'm not sure what that means. Xander the Green. Good grief, Xander. Thank you so very much. Oh, did you see the update? We sent all the books to publish. They went all to publishing. I do think my business partner was sending me a message because our credit card got declined, and we went, but why? And then we realized that when you convert dollars into South African rands, our credit card, not that it didn't have the money, it just wasn't authorized to spend that much money. I like that name, Cameron F. The Otterwin Empire. I'm going to put that into chat. I do like that. The Otterwin Empire. What do you guys think of that? The Otterwin Empire. That's pretty cool, I think. That's pretty cool. I think I'm going to give that one a thumbs up. I really like that one. The Otterwin Empire. But we said Republic, so then it would be the Republic, the Otterwin Republic. The United Otterwin States. Sounds nice. Congrats on who made it up. Call it Vratral. Livras. I don't know. Ottician, the Ottician Empire. I think Otterwin wins, I think. So I think, yeah, I think there are a lot of people there. So we're going to go with that. Vote for Otterwin. Right, so it is the Otterwin Republic, I think was what everybody wanted it to be. So the Otterwin Republic, there we go. They have now just been officially declared as our first race to be added to our map. I need to make this bigger. The Otterwin Republic. I think we deserve a round of applause. Well done, Otterwin Republic, for coming into existence first. That's fantastic. Very nice. Yes, thank you. Okay, one down. We're going to come back, by the way, to the Otterwin, because a whole bunch of stuff is going to be affected by having them in the north. It really means that they should be resistant to the cold. So it makes sense to give them some kind of racial resistance to cold. There's lots of rivers here. We might need to add some more, and although there's some little fjords and things in here, which is quite nice. So we need to start thinking, what are they like from a cultural perspective? Patrick Cod, to the south you could have Otter Republic. Oh dear goodness, Patrick. Well, firstly, thank you for the donation. And yes, we could have an Otter Republic down further down. Actually, I think it works kind of better as a written thing. An Otter Republic. There we go. You should mark one of the little islands as the Otterwin Republic as contested, currently held by another nation. Otter Vikings. Yeah, I like the idea of Otter Vikings. I really do. I love Vikings. That could be super cool. We'll come back to them, though. We'll come back to them. Oily fur stops otters from getting wet. Yes, absolutely. It very much does, Jay Shavluk. It certainly does. So yeah. All right, we'll come back to, maybe I'm going to put a note there. All right, so we can definitely get rid of that one. So otters, we're going to put here Republic. And we're going to put here maybe Vikings, question mark. Raiding otter longships, people will fear. Absolutely. And on the other side of the world, on the otter side of the world, you would have the Otter Rebellion. Could work. Otherwise, yes, Austin Bostic says, yeah, we could go with a Pacific Northwest or Alaskan culture. Yep, we certainly could. Otter Vikings with ships of ice, says Isaac Gunnarsson. Yeah, certainly. Will they be like Gotland? Sure, why not? I think we all like Otter Vikings, so let's go with Otter Vikings for now. I've just created a block of text, which we really don't need. Did I delete it? No, there we go. Got it, and it's gone. Right, so now let us go looking for a home. We have found them. Let us look for a home for our kobold sort of dragon folk, right? Not dragonborn, but dragon folk. Something like that. Kobolds have underground mountains, says Judgment's Kiss. We could make them underground. They don't have to be little. They don't have to be small. Remember, they don't have to be small. So, yeah, let's go looking. Where are we going to put the kobolds? We've got lots of mountains up here. We've got a big mountain range all the way down this wonderful curve towards a more tropical side, which might work if we want them to be there. So long, and thanks for all the fish, Harry Sher. If you have to leave us, I am sad to see you go, but I hope you have a great day. So yeah, danke for your donation. I really appreciate it. Let's get in here. What am I doing? There we go. So we could put... there's a giant kingdom there. Love swamp water caves. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We certainly could do that. It's an interesting one. Place the kobolds and insects both in the desert. Cultural tension. I agree. They could be tropical kobolds. I'm really... If that's what you guys are thinking, I wonder if we shouldn't put them down here where they've got this mountain range to mine. It's all jungly. We could certainly put the insects out here on the outlying islands and things. Tropical kobolds with brighter color variations. I'm not saying it, but I kind of think it's a warm area. I mean, it's jungle. If we look at the little trees and stuff, it's definitely jungle. So I think they could be here. Lots of water systems, bit swampy. Yeah, I think that could work. Or do we put them on this island all the way down here? Big island down here too. Maybe they kind of scurry across like that, sort of from there and across and around. The sort of whole area is kobold infested, or mainland is better. Yeah. Tropical reptiles sounds fun. I think people are pretty good on that one. So these kobold lizard folkian type of things, are we going to call them kobolds? Are we going to give them a unique name for these guys? Kobolds class hierarchy based off colored feathers or skin tones. It's an interesting one. Certainly basing things off of skin tone is nothing new. Humans do it all the time. So yeah. All right. So the kobolds, are they going to be a collective? Are they just going to be tribes? We could do that. The Thought Police is asking for a volcano. I can certainly add in volcanoes. So we can, nope. Don't do that. Just delete that. We want a volcano. I'll add in a volcano for you. You are so nicely. I'll give you a volcano. That was under pirate objects, I think. Yes. And we're putting them. Are we putting them on are we putting them on this island or on the archipelago? You tell me. Mainland hard scales. Terranatum. You just want volcanoes everywhere. We want volcanoes. Let me sort of make sure it's the right sort of scale. And volcano. There we go. You got a volcano. I hope you're happy. I just need to build some land out the side of it. Otherwise it looks very weird. Let's just do that. There we go. Okay, good. We have our volcano. There we go. I think that's enough. I don't think we need more. How about east of the castle? So I think this sort of archipelago, I think, is perfect. Yeah, Foxlord, E-Pop Games. Absolutely. So we're going to put the kobolds here. Are we just going to call them kobolds? Is that going to work? I mean, we can. Let me tell you guys, there is absolutely nothing wrong with kind of using nomenclature that's come from somewhere else. It gives us a common reference point. But velociraptor people, monitor folk. Yeah, monitor lizards. Absolutely. Could work. I had kobolds in one of my games that were samurai, known as Barker kobolds. So the Kayaksa, the Dragonspawn, the Cardads says Terranatum, Coblioids, volcanic kobolds, Cro-Magons, Inky Design, I like that. The Dragon sounds quite cool. Cameron F suggesting Dragon. The Lesser Dragonkin, that could work as well. I mean, that's horribly dismissive and diminutive. It's like, oh, you're the lesser dragonfolk. I mean, can you imagine being raised known that you're being called the lesser dragonfolk? Lava lols, I like kobold as a name. It is a good name. It's German in origin, I believe. Kobold was a cave monster, I think, or a little gnome of some kind. Let's see. It's Kali Drake folk. We could call them Drake folk. Chromolds. That's too difficult. Crobolds. Crowbold, says Alban 27021981. Crowbolds work kind of well, I think. Crowbolds? I like Dragon. Epop Games likes Dragon as well. Dragon or Kobolds? Dragon or Kobolds? We're making a call here. Dragon or Kobolds? Dragon is cool. I like Drakefolk. Yeah, Drakefolk's not bad. Kobolds. So it's one for Dragon, one for Kobolds. I need some more. Second Dragon. Is Anne living in Australia. We had a family of water dragons living in our garden. We called them Leo. Dragon win. This is the Dragon. Are these? I think these should be Dragon tribes. Does anyone? I mean, because we kind of think that they are they united? I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. I don't think so. Dragon. Yep, that's it. Dragon, take it. Dragon, take it. So there we go. It is the Dragon. Why can't I select the name? There we go. So Dragon win. Tribe sounds good. Okay. Yes. Do we want them united? I don't know if we want them united. Dragon tribes. They can unite. Maybe the players will go and get them to unite. And yes, we can certainly have multiple names. For now, we just want some clear thoughts. We're getting there. We're getting there. Look, we got 2 whole names down in an hour. Oh my God! We need to speed up. All right. So that's the Kobold, and then they're called the Dragon. And someone was saying Maori, so that's cool. I like the idea of little kobolds with lots of feathers and sort of war dances, and that's pretty awesome. Graham Bennett, you just hopped onto the stream. Welcome to the stream. We are designing a campaign that I will be running from Monday next week. We have started all over the place, but effectively we're now trying to name this world, and we're populating the world with various bits and pieces. So the dwarves. Where are we going to put our dwarves? We need to put the dwarves somewhere. Imperial dwarves, noble great rams as mounts, says Judgment's Kiss. What are we going to be doing with the dwarves? Do we go mountain ranges? I got some mountain ranges. I got mountain ranges for you here in the north, more temperate. I got some mountain ranges here around the Great Lakes, eh? That might be quite nice to put them down there. I don't know. That will be your decision there. Dwarves live near the mountains. I got an isolated mountain. I have this long mountain chain here, which could work right next to the Dragon tribes. Perhaps the dwarves fight the Dragon tribes, the dwarves on ram mounts. Yeah, we could do that. Large landmass to the right of the Dragon, says Grizzles. I think that is this one. Left, no, to the right. That's over here. There are lots of mountains over here too. Yeah, we could certainly go there. Mountains by the lakes. What about 100% underground? The dwarves. We could put the dwarves 100% underground. We could. We could if we wanted to. What do you think? What do you think? Are we going to put them here? Or are they going to go underground? You tell me. You tell me. Is it saying the stream is down? An error occurred. Okay, wait a minute. Is the stream down? Was there a glitch? Bear with me, folk. If it's working on Twitch, YouTube looks to have had a little cadenza. Still going? Is it going for everybody else? Is it going for everybody else? Is everybody else seeing the stream still? Because mine is broken completely. Streams up, says Twitch, but YouTube has gone ominously quiet. No, there we go. Okay, stream is up. Okay, good. Oh, all right. Well, then that's absolutely fine. All right. So cold rams like the cold, so maybe north. Well, we could go north too. These could be your... Oh, absolutely. Martin Ludwell says that these could be the Edo dwarves. These could be the dwarves from Japan that we were talking about. I've got a nice little mountain range up here, which is kind of cold. Lots of room for goats. Lots of water access for trading. What about that? Could that work? what we think. Yeah, let's do it up here. Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. So I'm going to ask you once again for a name. Give me a name. What is the name that dwarves are going to have? So our dwarves, there was a suggestion of making the dwarves based on the Japanese. I postulated that in one of my videos a while ago. Alternatively, we could go somewhere else. So I do like the idea that we have the surface dwarves and we have the underdwarves. All right, so we've got the surface dwarves and the underdwarves. They could live solo in the air on aerial fortresses as Xander the Green. We could do that. I don't have a problem with that necessarily. So it's not a bad idea, but I don't know if it's an entire nation. Underground dwarves that grow nauseous when first exposed to the sun. Absolutely, I like that. So high dwarves, sun dwarves. What did I see? Sun dwarves? Did I see sun dwarves? No. High dwarves, the great people. A principality. Principality. Is that for the surface dwarves? Goat here in Norwegian. The Samgate. The Samgate. For samurai on a goat is the Samgate. Says Alpha Muffin. The Samgate. Is it G-E-I? Is that Samgate? Groundling dwarves, the Ashkari and the Donari. So SJ Ninja suggested the Ashkari and the Donari. The Zardul, says Jens Honerman. Some liking of that Samgate. Underdwarves of Empiric, says NN. That's interesting. The Kingdom of Cair Todhir. The Kingdom of Cair Todhir. That could work. Okay, so let's do some things here. So firstly, the surface dwarves. This was a suggestion, the Samgate as their name. And then, really angry geese, the Dao Kun. I quite like that. Yes, I think Inky designed the Sam... I'm not sure about that one. The Kusawan, the Dal, meaning valley dwarves. Dal means valley dwarves. Who is sending me thousands of messages? I apologize, folks. Let me just make sure that it's okay. So, yay, our books have been paid for. And are now on their way, and I'm now going to throw my cell phone away because I don't need it. Right. Denari reminds me of money. Yes, absolutely. Denari does remind me of that. I like the Dao Kun. I really do like the Dao Kun, and I like Cair Todhir. So could these guys be known as the Dao Kun, which makes them a sort of a samurai culture? Right. Bear with me, folks. Bear with me, folks. Whereas this down here is the kingdom of, what was the suggestion? And it's of Cair Todhir. Cair. I think Cair will be easier to say. Cair Todhir. Todhir. What do we think of that? Kingdom of Cair Todhir. And Kusawan is also nice. Let's save Kusawan for something else. Let's save Kusawan. I like Kusawan. I'm going to throw them here for orcs. I don't know why. Kusawan. We'll play that game as well because that's something that we haven't done. All right. So is anyone? No, not the dwarks. The dwarks. Would they be dressed in silks and have a preference for swords? Says Captain Lunch. Cair Todhir sounds almost Irish, yeah. The pronunciation I meant Samgit, not Samgate. Samgit, the Samgit. All right, in which case then I would do it like that, the Samgit. So let's go with something like that. So the ones underneath, the dwarves underneath, Dianome. Oh, that's a whole different thing. Dianome, yeah. Dias. The Dianome Underdark, the Dias, the Dwarves of the Dark. That's quite cool too. The Dwarves of the Dark. I'm going to put that in there. I don't know what we're going to use it for. Dwarves of the Dark. Could work. And we're going to base them here. All right. Are we on basic agreement here? Is that where we are? Basic agreement? Going once? The Dwarven Shogunate. Yeah, the Underdwarves could worship some kind of divinity representing darkness. Yes, absolutely. Agreed? Okay. Right, so the Samgit... Where are we? Hello. There we go. No, wait, what was it? The Dao Kun, right? The Sangit is the name of the warrior. The Dao Kun. Is it Empire? No, Kingdom. Dao Kun. We said principality, didn't we? That was quite fun. But it's not a principality. It isn't a principality. City-states. Yeah, city-state. I've got a couple of cities in there. Since we are going with Japanese, let's just call it the Dao Kun wards. For now. Don't hate me. The Dao Kun wards. So there we are. So that's where the dwarves live. I don't have a problem with that. We'll come back to that one. All right, there's a lot for us to get through. Dao Kun wards. Okay, the insectoids. Where are we putting the insectoids? They live in the jungle and feed off foliage in the jungle, says Euphonic. The Dao Kun Dominion. It makes them Dynasty. Dynasty might be better, actually. Well done, really, Angry Geese. The Dynasty. Okay, done. Sold. Let's zoom out. We are looking for the territory of the insectoids. Dominion. I think the insectoids can have a dominion. Now, there is some suggestion to put them in the desert. Does that mean... Oops. Does that mean if we put them in the desert... Because we've only got one major desert here. If we put them in the desert, does that mean that they are in collusion with Agamorax and his Shaidar warriors? Does it mean that they are the Shaidar warriors? Xander the Green says insects would be a matriarchy empire known as the Hive. It certainly could be. But this area, this is the lost kingdom of Amur. So they are the Shaidar? Are these the Shaidar warriors? Is that what we want to do? I'm not fighting that. There's a jungle if we wanted to put them in the jungle. No. Okay. All right. So there we go. I think we're going to put them down here. There's are the Shaidar warriors. So the skull, Sidhi, would be the skull of their original queen. Maybe. Sidhi would be their first queen. So yes, that might work. Or the Shaidar are the strongest echelon of warriors in the insecticide army, says Robert McDaniel. Yes, I think so. I absolutely think so. So the Shaidar are the insects. Yes. Okay, good. Does that mean that is the name of their kingdom? The Shaidar? Are they known just as Shaidar? Not sure. Ants are known to farm fungus, so yes, it does kind of work that there is a sort of a thing that goes there. Yeah, give them access to helium, make them fly or float. Yeah, we certainly could do that. The Delakai as a name, the Delakai kind of works. The Delakai have Shaidar warriors. I could go with that. Delakai is a Zizarak hive, says Cameron. Put helium veins into the Lost Empire to let it float. I'm not sure. The Delakai Dominion. The Delakai High. Dominion, because they would have dominion over this entire freaking place, wouldn't they? Delakai going once. The Hive of Zeria, says Foxlord. The Grand Hive of Zeria. Delakai Dominion, Grand Hive of Zeria. Delakai Dominion, Grand Hive of Zeria. The Shidar Province. Yeah, well, I think that would be these regions would be broken into different provinces, perhaps. So different territories. I'm going to suggest an ocean raft for every race. Ocean-dwelling Ents would be awesome. Or just seaweed Ents. Swents. These are winged. I think they would have different classes, as one normally does. Different classes. Definitely, certainly would exist. So then, yes, the Thought Police would be an exoskeleton. So it wouldn't actually look like a queen, a skull, as much as it would look like armor, perhaps. Delakai Delegates has a nice ring to it. Yeah. I'm visiting a group of raiders. Okay, so Delakai is definitely where we're going, right? So the Delakai Sultanate. It's an interesting one. I'm going to put it in here. So the, what did we say now? The bloody name's gone out of my head. The Zerg Dominion. The Delakai Dominion Hive Sultanate. Sultanate implies a sultan, which I think detracts from the hegemony or the matriarchy. I think Dominion is the one that we're going to go with. Dominion. The Delakai Dominion. Okay. Done. Let me go back down here. The Delakai Dominion. Great. Someone was talking about rafts. As we get to the Sharkan are a race who are basically sharks that have humanoid properties. If we allow Michael Kesevan to hear this, he will only play a Sharkan, I'm sure. He helped invent that race, as a matter of fact. So we're kind of getting there. We need that's an interesting one. Aaron Cooper says, if the armor absorbed the essence and the leadership of its previous wearer, imbuing the current wearer, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool too. So the Sharkans, the lower leafy jungle. The lower leafy jungle, maybe the Sharkan hunter. Or this could be the Sharkan Island. I mean, this could be their territory. Lots of jungle, lots of little reefs that they can go hunting in. Don't forget, it could be these waters. Yes, Terranatum, we're on the same space there. Absolutely. So sharks eat their smaller siblings. Yes, absolutely. It's a delicacy. Do we put them in here? They fight the Otterwin. They could fight the Otterwin. That could be quite fun. Yeah, the Sharkan have been displaced and are now nomads and seafarers. That could certainly work. The Big Bay area for Sharkans. Yes, the Big Bay area. Here? Are you saying here? Or in here itself? I think, yes, we can just put Sharkan here. I don't think they would be in this big channel here. I don't think they'd be in there, but yes. Do they use water for their reproduction? Yes, they do. So what about in here? This could work. This area here. I think. Underwater cities. Scotty, beam me up. Yeah, it's a big sea there. Yep. No, not the otters. Okay, so we'll put them here. We will put them here, and we're just going to put here the Sharkan nomadic tribes, and then hunting grounds. I can't say tribes because we've got tribes right next to it, right? So that's awful. We want to avoid that when we're doing maps. So it would be the Sharkan nomadic hunting grounds, right? Something like that? Are we happy with that? Sharkans of the shallow seas. Deep water sharks or shallow water sharks. Well, they could go everywhere, really. Or under the Dragon. Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, good. So they're kind of staying the same way. That's okay because they were invented in my world, so we don't have to worry about reskinning them. And yes, they could turn themselves into a Sharknado, says Patrick Codd, using magic. So, yes. I feel like you could drop the nomadic part. Yeah, I think I don't know how to change it now. He said in all honesty. Okay. All right. Yeah, because it's a bit neater. I do agree. Okay, let's keep going. We're doing well. So they are nomadic, wanderers, and pirates, I think we said. Yeah. Have you ever read the Stormlight Archives by Sanderson? No, I haven't. I do know that on Saturday, on the World Anvil Twitch stream, they're talking with one of Brandon Sanderson's designers. I think he designed the maps for Brandon Sanderson's book, so that might be a good stream to go and watch. Okay, orcs. Orcs. Bull people, more like minotaurs. They're orcs. Where are we going to put the orcs? Kusawan. I had Kusawan. It was a word that was thrown out. I liked the sound of it. I'll put it down here. I don't know what it's for. We'll save it. The landmass to the east of... Oh, sorry. Let me get back to here. The landmass to the east. No. What am I doing? The landmass to the east. So here, orcs. A grassland that they can chew up when they charge into battle. Civilized orcs. Orc hoplites. Greek orcs honoring democracy. Greek orcs that control this island. Phalanxes of orcs. Could work. Roman orcs. They roam left, right, and centre. They're just all over the bloody place. If it's for the dwarves, but feel free for it. Okay, so physically weak, small, but highly intelligent people with tusks. Roman orcs. Roman orcs it is, and we're going to put them here. Well, they know how to... There we go. Yes, absolutely. Orcs. Right. There we go. Orcs it is. Militant, organized Roman orcs. Okay, I love this. What happened since the tropical goblins? Alex Orca the Great, Jimmy James. Spartan orcs. I think they're going to end up being Spartan orcs. They might like to think of themselves. So, yes, there we are. Maybe not the strongest or the toughest, but can march for a long time. Yeah, so lots of certainly could. Orcs forced into the sea by the other peoples. Well, the orcs would have big triremes, I think, or quinquiremes. Those four-decked triremes and biremes. I mean, there's all sorts of wonderful things that we can go with. Okay, so we're going Roman, well, Greco-Roman, let's say Greco-Roman Spartan. And I know Spartans are Greek, but they have a very special space, right? So Greco-Roman. What are the Greco-Roman orcs called, apart from Alex Orca the Great? I like that, Jimmy James. So, Orci ite domum. Orci ite domum. Orcamedi, no. Oh my goodness. Crathrasi. The Crathrasi. Crathrasi. I don't even know how to pronounce that out aloud. Judgment's Kiss. So I'm not even going to get there. Orc Papacy. Orcus. Democracy of Grumsh. Grumsh is definitely a 5th edition name. So we'll avoid that one. Morkians, Spearmen, Orcus, Domum, Glorian, Orgamus, the Orgamus, Orcus, Orcanium Empore, the Orcanium, Orchimedes, yeah, Cathorians. Captain Lunch says the Cathorians. It's kind of interesting. The Trorkins says Destined 192. Cathoriums, the Cathorium Confederation, the States of Petrikos, Guntherians, Cathorians, I'm kind of digging Cathorians. Markorian, the Markorians, the Cathorians, Could be anything. Porcus, yeah, boar-like. Have to rerun the stream. People at work calling me. How dare they call you at work? I mean, I hate it when work gets in the way. Cathorian seems to be the one that everyone likes at the moment. So Cathorians it is. Then we just need to work out Ite Dominus Crathoki. Yeah, Cathorians. I think we like Cathorian. The Cathorian League. That gives it a certain kind of... Oh, it's a formal thing. So Cathorian, the Cathorian League, I think that's pretty awesome, and I think we're going to put our stamp on that one, the Cathorian League. So Cathorian League. There we are. There we are. League is cool. League is cool. Cathorians with a K or a C, A. Cathorian or Cathorian? Yeah, so I would imagine that the orcs would have little... We'll really just go Greek on this whole thing and just say, right, yeah, each of these is a little city-state. Maybe some are more powerful than the other one. I think that kind of works. Yep, so absolutely Greco-Roman in government, but with a sort of a Spartan lifestyle. Totally see that happening. So let me just drop that in here. So this is the Cathorian League. Okay, great. The Merfolk. The Merfolk. I like the Merfolk. I like the Merfolk. I do like me some Merfolk, I must admit. Delete that. Undo that altogether. Change to there. There we go. Right. Okay. Right. Merfolk. The Merfolk. Where are we going to put the Merfolk? I mean, we could have the Merfolk being the guardians of the channel. But I kind of like the fact that this is a void space. The Merfolk banished the Shah Khan, in which case, from where did they banish them? Up here. The Otterfolk, well, the Otterwin are up here. The Merfolk could be up in the north, very cold areas. Or they could be in this strait here, this area here, that they kind of dominate this. Could work. Could work. Are the mermaids Selkies or mermaids? Yeah, Selkies are interesting. They change shape, don't they? The Selkies start off as otters and become women, or is it the way around? They live in rivers. We could. A theocratic city-state. Yeah. Maybe we could do that. I do have a nice Merfolkian looking temple structure. So if we want to put... what does the area have a value such that banishment to warmer climates would be a bad thing? It's a very good question. If we do put them north, they kind of become more Selkie-like. We could do that. Or we could put them down here in the nice warm tropical waters, and they've actually pushed the Shah Khan north. So that could work. That could work. And this is definitely going to be a flow here. So... and that's a great name, the Thaloria thing. So I think that could work. Maybe make a seawater merfolk and a freshwater one. That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, sunken temple like Atlantis. Let me show you guys what it looks like. It's pretty damn cool. I think it's here. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. I think that's a pretty awesome kind of merfolk inspired locale. So we can drop that down. It's a big underwater city, so we could certainly do that. Bronze Age Atlantis, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's immediately what people sort of think. So if I put that, if I shrink this down, if I shrink this down a little bit, so it's not so giant, we could put that sort of there, and I don't think anyone has any objection to putting it there. Let's just move it there, maybe. No, I kind of wanted mid space. Then we just need a label for it. And so Thalorians are coming through quite often. Thaloria Strait. So yes, these could be the Straits of Thaloria. Ooh, fancy underwater palace. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. The city is like an upside down island. Yes, I don't see why not. I think that's quite nice. Thaloria, Thalorian, the Thalorian Pass. Right, Thaloria it is. Label, so here we go, and it is Thaloria. And this is a city, state, the Thaloria state. The Thalora. I don't know how to do that, the thing, Thalora. What am I getting wrong here? Why is yours looking nicer than mine? There we go, Thalora Consortium. I never know. Is it consortium or consortium? I'm not sure. Just Thaloria. Okay, just Thaloria. We will call it just Thaloria. And yes, we will certainly come back later on, and we can have the Straits of Thaloria, or up here would perhaps be the passage, the Thalorian passage. Yeah, so we've got lots of options there. Okay, I like that. Thalora, and these we definitely are making our, we said sort of Atlantean, I don't know how you spell that. That's close enough. Yes. Good, right? Yeah, I mean, we don't have to, it doesn't always have to be named. You know, they don't necessarily name the areas. We don't, well, it is United States of America, but there we are. All right, Clawfane, that's the crab folk. I think we could put them in here. The crab folk. Or, otters love crabs. We could put them in here and have this massive battle between the otters and the crabs. Or in the lakes. Yes, we could put them in there. Absolutely. Maybe the area where there's a drastic tidal change. Yeah. We certainly could do that too. The Sesamidae. Yeah, we could certainly do that. The otter. Well, the otters are Vikings. I think that's going to be raiders. Don't otters? Otters do bash crabs with rocks. That's exactly what they do. That's it. No, the otters are friendly, says Inky Design. Okay, there we are. We'll have relatively friendly otters, but you always get the bad apple, don't you? Of course, if the crabs are trying to invade their territory, that could be an interesting one. Wait, what? The island just above looks like a crab's claw. The island just above looks like a crab's claw. This sort of area, we could put them in here. Yeah, I believe so. All right. And we're just going to call them the Clawfane. What did we call? Well, I did like that Ciceridae, but it's too difficult to pronounce. It is dynasty. We've done. Oh, I see, just below the dynasty. Yeah, that could certainly work. All right, well, we'll leave it blank for now. The debate continues as to the Samidae. Samidae could work. Samidae could definitely work. All right, so we're going to rename that to Samidae. I like that. And let's grab this, come here. And we're going to move you to sort of like there. So they kind of control this claw area, this kind of area. Yeah. Okay. I see Max Denneker is definitely set on the Presidium. Presidium, I thought, is a walkway or a shopping area. I didn't realize it was a term. The Ecthelian Monarchy. That's a cool name. That is a cool name. But I liked Samidae. And we don't know what they are. The Ecthelian Monarchy. Well, we do like monarchies. All right, the Ents. The Ents. Where are the Ents going? We said we wanted Ents, so we get Ents. That's how you get Ents. Plant trees. You want Ents? That's how you get Ents. I kind of feel like Ents need to be in a jungle. It kind of feels like it's a requirement, right? So the dwarves wouldn't let the Ents exist. We could put the Ents here. We could put the Ents in here if we really wanted to. This is prime real estate, though. Prime real estate. Oh, there we go. The Presidium is a standing executive community in a communist country. There we go. That's interesting. That is interesting. We could put the Ents down here. We could put the Ents in conflict with the Dragon tribes, if we really wanted to. Desert Ent. The desert's already got creatures in it. We're done with the desert. I could give you Ents down in the jungle, so they jungle Ents. Gents, basically. They could be in the gents. If we wanted that particularly. Jungle Ents, I think, would be quite cool. Lots of vine-like areas, that kind of thing. There is this forest here as well. It could definitely, this could be a forest with lots of Ents in it. So that could work. The Bararium, an Ent commune allied with the elves. Bamboo Ents. Well, that would certainly make it interesting with the Daokun over here. So yes, I think the Ents should Kelp Ents, Drentia. Give me some other names. The Bents, the Bows, the Boroughs of Ents. I don't know. I think Ents here, and possibly we could do Ents in the north up here. I think we could do Ents up there. I think we could do just Ents spread across this entire region. Kind of Nordic Ents. Okay. The Bauhouses. Oh my goodness. Walker of Tales. Yes, living in very simple designed function before form. Or function leads to form. Forest Ents sounds great. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's good to have things that people can really grip onto. So I like the idea of making this territory more elvish, giving the elves this kind of space. So yeah, we're going to put the Ents in here, and the Needles of Thaum. They are the pine people, the pine tree people. Take-Ents, pine tree Ents, sequoia. I know what you're trying to do there. The sequoia ons, the sequoians, the pine Ents, the sequoians. Pine Ents or sequoians? What do you guys think? Although sequoians is a bugger to spell. The pine technocracy. The Barkerin. Oh, Thought Police. You got my attention. The Barkerin. I like Barkerin. The Conclave of Barkerin. I could go with that. Barkerin, the Conclave of Barkerin. We got to vote for Barkerin. Barkfolk, Barkerin, I think. Barkerin Enclave. Sequoians. Okay, so it's down to Barkerin or Sequoians. What are we going to go? Barkerin Conclave says Beyond the Six. Barkerin Entwood says Thought Police. The Arborelids says, yeah, Barkerin or Sequoians. Barkerin Houses. Birchants, Barkerin it is. Barkerin gets the vote. Are you barking mad? Yes, absolutely. The Birchan is very nice play. Barkerin, I think, is a direct one. So here we go. And what did we say? Barkerin Conclave. I'm just making sure it's not repeated by the same person. Barkerin Conclave, right. Barkerin Conclave. Okay. So Coins was cool. Barkerin's got it. So Inky Design, sorry, non-native English brainstorming happening here. Absolutely. I wish I could brainstorm in another language. I really, 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 really do. I think it's super cool. And so there we are. Right, the Barkerin Conclave. Oh, sod it. I do wish that they had figured that one out. Anyway, right, Barkerin Conclave. It is done. The Barkerin. How are we spelling these things? Barkerin Conclave. Gotcha. Right, and they're going to be Enti, right? They're going to be Enti. That's it. They're just sort of Enti. Yeah, okay. slightly militaristic. Well, they're living in harmony with the elves, right? So they're sort of anti. The satyrs. The satyrs, the satyrs, the satyrs. Thank goodness for satyrs. Where are we putting the satyrs? We've got a few territories left. We've got this big lake and forest section in the middle. We have this little island on the side here. That could be quite nice for bacchanalian events. Ataran's Grove. Mascaneer Project. Hello, welcome to the stream. We're busy designing a campaign that I will be running next week, Monday, as a matter of fact. I like the island, so are we happy putting the satyrs here on their own island? I like the island, so I think the satyrs could go there quite nicely. Gives them access to the mainland. It gives them some nice big cities, but mainly it sort of pops them on their own space. They'll have traders. I kind of imagine the satyrs to be a curious bunch of people, almost like gnomes. Herdsmen. Herdsmen is cool. Herdsmen in the cool. The Dohir could be interesting. I designed the map, Drake Blackbeard. I did the map using Wonderdraft. Satyrs feel like raiders to me. Okay, could be raiders. Absolutely. Ritualistic. Yeah, we like the island. Okay, satyrs posing as a farming community. Yep, Tumners could be the name of the race. The island nation of Satyrion. Are they sheep or goats? Goats, I want to say, kind of. The Javkeen colonies. Interesting. Okay, so we've settled on this island as our satyr island, basically. We now need a name. The Javkeen colonies. Sounds interesting. The Javkeen colonies could certainly work. What is a satyr? A satyr is a half goat, half man mythological creature, primarily from Greece and Roman mythology, generally associated with rituals around sexuality, fertility, and often seen as tempters. Sometimes Pan, the god of animals, used to have a flute. He was a satyr. So Aterians, the Aterians, the Atarans, Ataran's Grove is coming up. This system game design feels like the tricolor tabletop RPG system. To me, yeah, okay, that's interesting. I've never heard of that tricolor tabletop RPG system. Well, I'll have to go and look at that. Tumnus is what keeps coming up. Satyrion Kaleshi. Kaleshi's quite cool, Max Denica. I quite like the Kaleshi. The Panry. Ataran, definitely Ataran. Lots of Ataran coming up. Panry are quite cool as well. So let's go. We've got the Panry. I like that. We've got the how is this spelled? The Ataran. Why did I get rid of that? The Ataran. The Panry, the Ataran, and what was the other one that I quite liked? Ataran or Hold Me Pint. The Panry. I vote Panry, says Cameron. Jens Horsman says +1 to Panry. Edward Horseman says +1 to Panry. Sorry, Jens Honorman. Edward Horseman says Panry. Panry Xander the Green. Alton says Daryl. Judgment Kiss. Midnight. So that's 1, 2, 3 versus 1, 2, 3, 4. Ataran. Twitch is definitely on the Ataran side of things, whilst YouTube is on the Panry. What does that say? That's very interesting. That is very, very, very interesting. Robert McDaniel breaking the run of YouTube for Ataran. Ataran it is. Ataran it is. So these are the Ataran. What did we say? The Ataran colonies. Colonies. The Ataran. Ataran Grove. I'm going to put it there as Grove. I mean, they can come up with their own naming conventions, right? So we're going to go with that. The Ataran Grove. Love it. Love it. Okay, yep, you're quite right. Colonies and colony implies that there was a home from somewhere. The shifters. The shifters. Why do I keep doing that? Because I'm an idiot. That's why. The shifters. What are we doing with the shifters? Where are the shifters going? The shifters. I've got a gigantic jungle island all the way down here. I'm just saying the shifters could go here. Prime territory. I've got the lower tip of the Cathorian League. Could we put shifters down here? Could go down here. Could go down here. Shapeshifters. I think they shapeshifters. Shifters should live in the volcano. In the volcano? With the Dragon tribes? You want the shifters in there? I do have a whole island down here. I'm just saying. Giant island. There we go. I've got some votes coming in from Twitch. Twitch has got my back. Shifters sounds ominous. Absolutely. I think the shifters are really going to be a dark species that maybe it's a good thing that they're down here. They're quite far away from the main. If you look at it, the strongest kingdoms, when we look at this map, by the way, the strongest kingdoms are going to be on this parallel here, running across, because they trade is in crops, all the crops. So the Ents, the Dalkun, the Ottawin, these are all going to be really, really, really strong. And then secondarily will be the Cathorian League. But basically this central area is going to be really, really, really strong. So yeah, okay. How many races do we have left? We don't have a lot left. We don't have a lot left. We've got 3, maybe. So, and remember, we've got the regular ones. All right. So we're isolating the shifters. The shifters, I kind of feel. I think they could just maybe there is a couple little villages, right? There are a couple little villages in amongst the jungle. Not a lot on this island. There's 4 in total. I mean, well, these are cities. These are significant cities. And yes, I kind of agree with you, Midnight 64. Oh, there's a name that I really like. Walker of Tales, the Cult of Many Selves. That could be super cool. The Cult of Many Selves. Although when you say it out aloud, it kind of doesn't sound as amazing as it could. Spies, absolutely. I think the shifters definitely should be spies. I love the idea of an Indian culture with elephants, but I also love the idea of Native American Indians. Skinwalkers. Oh, skinwalkers. The Cult of Forms. I think these shifters are more like the shapeshifters from Star Trek. The shapeshifters from Star. I mean, I know that there's oftentimes that it could be the animal folk, the werefolk are shifters as well. So shifters with war elephants. Yeah. Okay. All right. I the Cult of Forms. I do like that. The League of Many Faces, the Cult of Change, Cult of Forms, Skinwalkers, I think is truly terrifying. Truly terrifying. The Cult of Many Selves, again, it's when you say it out loud. This is a big differentiator, by the way. When you're writing stuff, when you're saying things out loud, I always practice by saying them out loud. You notice I try and say everything out loud as much as I can. Because you don't want to have a name where people are falling over pronouncing it, because then they're going to try and avoid doing that. The Founders. Thanks, Max Danica. I'm going to give you 1,000 experience points. I really should have remembered their name as the Founders. Skinwalkers, the Shafati Raj. Yeah, the Shafati Raj. Absolutely. Skinwalkers. I think I can just... oh, wait. Sculptures with skin. Yeah, you know what? Let's just do this. Let's just put Skinwalkers and be done with it. If the players want to go there, they're going to go there and find out what Skinwalkers is all about. Face dart. No, James. Jimmy James. No. We can't go there. We can't go there. No, we can't. All right. So there we go. We got the Skinwalkers in. Skinwalkers. That's an awful name. Awful name. I think it's awesome. Okay. The Pixies. Yeah, Skinwalkers are a Native American story. I think you're right, Tyrannatum. So let's just come up. Let's just look at that. Let's just explore that a little bit. We don't want to step on any toes, but I think the Skinwalker is a horror story from the Native American Indian population. That there was this beast that would move from one skin to the next, and all that you would find is just this leftover skin out there. So yeah, I think that could be pretty terrifying. Okay, where are we? Pixies have to be in a forest. Fun fact, Skinwalkers is another name for the Wendigo. The Wendigo. If you ever want to watch a really, I don't want to say it's terrifying, it's not terrifying, I really enjoy it. It's one of my top 10 favorite 50 films of all time. Is a film called it's on the tip of my tongue and I've completely forgotten it. Ravenous. The film Ravenous. It's a Guy Pearce movie. It's a lovely little independent film shot mostly in Slovakia about the Wendigo. It's a lovely. So it's starring an Australian and an English man pretending to be Americans during the American Civil War. It's lovely. Shot in Slovakia, dealing with Native American Indian folklore. It's brilliant. Lovely little film. Ravenous with Guy Pearce. Very gory film though. So if you have a problem with gore, don't watch that. So Daryl Lieber says the Pixies should be called the Spreen. Or the Spren, the Spreen. I think that could be it's quite terrifying. The Spreen. The little pixies live in another plane. Could be. Put them next to the Great Lake. Yeah, we don't have a place yet for the pixies. So we want to put the pixies here. What if we put the pixies like in the stretch here? Do you feel that pixies would control vast territories? If they were pixies in terms of little 8-inch, he said 8 inches, 6-inch, 5-inch little thingy. I mean, are they cutesy pixies? Are they the type that bundle you up and take you away into the pixie wilds and just lock you away forever? I mean, that's something that we need to identify there. Hello, Game Masters Vault. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, I mean, cute pixies. What are we thinking? You need some one-armed zombie pixie barbarians. One-armed. I mean, why do they have to be one-armed? The Pixar. No, we can't call them that. We'll get sued. There could be giant pixies. Giant. Okay. All right. So. There we go. NN, the floating miniature village pixies. Look at that one. Jimmy James, the Swedish pixies who sit on the Aurora throne. I usually prefer vicious cruelty from my fae. Could be. Oh God, Game Masters Vault, you're banned. They need to be one arm so they can do things single-handedly. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. The gentle people, the Fae folk, they can be squirrel raiders. Yeah, the Vivans? The Vivans? Could be the Vivans. Vicious pixies sounds great. I think so too. I think vicious pixies sound cool. We can call them the Vivans. It's a weird combination. Judgmental kiss, Judgment's kiss. Vivans. Why? I hope you are all also sitting at home currently trying to say Virvans. I don't know. In the stream, I will fall all over it. The Virvans, the Virvans, the Virvans, the Virvans. I will literally fall all over it. They've come across a group of Virvans. Okay, the more I say it, it's kind of getting a little bit better. The Virvans. Where the hell are the Virvans? Could they control this island here? This island here, the Virvans? The Virvans. Oh, the Shadow Throne. I love that name, the Shadow Thrones. Virvans. We have the Lost Kingdom. We have the Lost Kingdom already. So Lost Ones, Midnight 64 might be. Virvans. Okay. Right. Where are we going to put the Virvans? Do they control a territory? Or maybe they don't control a territory. They don't control a territory. I don't think they control a territory. I think, yeah. Wyverns. If I'd have to do it like that, then that's okay. The Wyverns. But then we have to change how we spell them. Just Wyverns. Yeah, Wyverns. Okay, so they're Wyverns. Wyverns. Oh my god. Wyverns. Wyverns. And they have the Shadow Throne. I'm going to steal that from whoever said it. The Shadow Throne, because I really like that. And they live in the ether and sneak into our world through magic portals. That's what I'm saying, and we can move on because yeah, absolutely time to move forward. There we go. And hello from France. Bonjour. Right, the Cathar, the catfolk, last of the unusual races. He said optimistically, the catfolk, I've got an island for them over here. Just saying. Mascaneer Project, yes, I'm streaming both to Twitch, twitch.tv/greatgm, and to YouTube at the same time, because we have different people on different channels that like to look at different things. Catfolk near otters does seem like a good idea. I kind of feel the same thing. So I think that could work as well. So that island is ideal, absolutely. So this is the Cathar. Is it the Cathar sodality? That's too close to what it used to be in my game. So the Cathar, catfolk, tabaxi, whatever you want to think of them as. Australians? Okay, why not? We'll make them Australians. Hard-working, rough, no-nonsense catfolk. Sure, okay. Not a bad idea. But what do we call the catfolk? The catty... the otter kitten... Actually, in the Inky design, the otter kitten relations, you could have them known as the otter kitten kitties. The lacy, the kitete, the whisker. No, the clout. No, the claw. No, French cat. No, civets. Oh yeah, civets. Absolutely, civets. Lots of civets in South Africa. Whiskertan, the cavets, the felinids. The felinids G-Master is very direct. It's not terrible. It's not terrible at all. The Catlin. Catlin's not bad, Elven. Catlin's not bad. The Catlin... Oh, what if we did this? The Catlin Prides. Does everybody hate that? The Catlin Prides? The Catlin Prides? And they kind of roam these... Because they got a bit of jungle, they got a bit of temperate... The Minxicans. Yeah, okay. All right, we're moving on. Because this is the last race that we had to worry about. Yeah, Catlin does feel a little on the nose, but sometimes it's okay because it kind of really positions it for what it is. The Catlin Prides. And is that the time already? 2 hours in. Oh, good heavens. Okay. So, we're not yet done. I mean, it's great. They've got a city. They've got one big city there. They don't have any other cities, though. Do you think they should have more cities on this little island? All right, we'll give them more cities. By the power invested in me as your new Minister of Housing and Accommodation, I provide you with, where the hell is it? Paper Town. I provide you with, and I was going to get the scale to be the same. I think it was 45. Was it 45? Yes. All right. I now pronounce you city down there. And you got a little city up there, so that's fine. And we wouldn't put, and they've got a city there, so they're fine. 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 They're good. They're good. They're good. They are good. Right, they are done. So that means we have Humies and elves. We need elves because Dead Aussie Gamer asked to play an elf. So that means that island is done. That island is done. That island is spoken for. That island is spoken for. That island is spoken for. Right. So are we going to put elves in the central, or are they going to be on the edge? Where are we putting the elves? This is a question I put to you. On the edge, says Judgment's Kiss. The edge, says Warren Gamer Fan. TJ Chijin72 says the edge. Very good. Auf Wiedersehen to the elves. You are on the edge. Right, so this is the elvish space. And once again, what the hell are we calling the elves? What are the elves? I feel like the edge needs more trees for the elves. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. All right, yeah, it needs more trees. Okay, by the power invested in me as creator of said trees. Yeah, okay, right. I'm just going to populate this with some of these so that it doesn't look weird. It does look weird, looks weird. And is that the right size? That's the right size. It's 10 or 15? Well, we're about to find out. Whoops. Let's just do that so we can then go plop, 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 trees. We now have... I give you all the trees in the world. You have trees. Da, 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 da. Look, trees. They grow everywhere. They're just trees all over the place. And then this is how I make the trees look more interesting, is you mix in other trees to create a little bit more divergence. Look at that. Thousands of trees. I have to say, I mean, as much as I love Wonder Draft, obviously I'm a supporter of Deos when it eventually launches. And I have told them that if I have to place every single freaking tree, I will lose my mind. So they're making sure that that's definitely going to happen. I mean, not going to happen. They've got a lovely little system. Just... I mean, but that also you find the software you like and you just stick with it. That's my advice. Right, so we've got more forests. Have we got a name yet for the elves? The Kushawan. The Kushawan. I do like that. The Kushawan. Have we got? Does the same person saying Kushawan all the time? No. Okay, so Kushawan. The Kush. Yeah, Kushawan. Anyone else? Kushawan. And the said, "Let there be trees," and there was trees. I mean, you said I wanted trees. You got trees. The Kushawan. All right, the Kushawan. I like the name, the Kushawan. I think that's cool. So we're going to call it the Kushawan. The Kushawan. Sodality is cool because we can have different types. Oh, the Cair Sill is a nice name, Austin Bostic. The Cair, the Seer Sill. The Seer Sill. Would that be like Seer as in Caesar? Cecil, the Cecil, the Seer Sill. But Kushawan is cool. Kushawan is cool. Let's go with Federation. I love Federation. Kushawan, Federation. Okay, cool. All right, so that's done. And the Searsil, I like that name, Searsil. I really, really do like that name. I do. I cannot lie. I'm going to write it. So we got the elves. All right, the types of elves. The types of elves that live in the Kushawan Federation. What are they? What are they? Are they? I mean, are they? What are they? What are they? Are they? They're sun elves. Yeah, absolutely, they're sun elves. But I mean, are they culturally? We certainly can have Nubians coming from a different area. So Kushawan, are they? Yeah, Federation. I'm happy with Federation. Okay, that means that the humans get once again the majority of the pie. Although I think the humans can have some issues. I'm going to suggest some things. So if we plonk the humies here, okay, on this side of the lake, we put humans here. And then on this side of the lake, we put humans, right? And then up here in the north, we put humans. I'm thinking that could work quite well. But there is a lot of trade. We've got lots of movement happening. So there'll be dwarves down here. There'll be elves over there. You know, they're going to be all around. They're going to be absolutely everywhere. So it's going to be super cool. So let's give ourselves some humans down here. Give us the humans who control this territory over here. This spine. Let's go with some human names. So under humans, I mean, humans always kind of get the lion's share, right? Because we're humans and it's something that we can identify with. The Airsil humans, the humans should be the Middle Eastern inspired kingdom. Okay, I'm going to say that then that one down there works best for me. So give me a name for that Middle Eastern kingdom. Give me a name for that Middle Eastern kingdom. What was that name from YouTube? Airsil? No, that wasn't the name from Irsil. Irsil as a big city of trade. Yep, absolutely. We certainly could do that. Dior, the kingdom of Dior. No. I need a name. Give me a name for a Middle Eastern kingdom. Oh, wait a minute. That was the name. The Shir al-Habij. Shir al-Habij. Or the Bektahari. Bektahari? Shir al-Habij. Is that the name of a city or is that going to be the name of the region? Shir al-Habij. I like Sak Tamul. Or Karahim. Cameron F says Karahim. I like the Karahim. Shir al-Habij, I think, is a city. The Karahim speaks to me. Cameron F. Anyone else? Karahim. Katal Hamuk. El-Hakidian. El-Hakidian. Karahim. Karahim is speaking to me. It's speaking to me. Zararin. Karahim. Fagan is a channel. Karahim. It's it. It's done. It's spoken. So it is said. So shall it be. Karahim. And that could be the Karahim Caliphate. Or, yeah, there we go. Karahim. Daryl Lieber, how on earth? Tebth Ba Matsal Siton. I don't know. Karalhim. It'll contract down to Karahim anyway. The Airsil. The Airsil we can certainly... I'm just worried. The Airsil... If you've got an accent, you might be talking about the Airsil. And it's Fa'al Min. Yeah, no, all right. Karahim is done. Karahim is one of the kingdoms. So I'm actually, because this is, I know I'm going to put in here Caliphate. All right. Or the Sultanate. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Caliph, Sultanate, it's 6 of 1. I do like the letter K. You say, well, the Kusawan. The Kun, you have raised a point. The Kethorians, the Delakai. Okay, there's lots of Ks going around. You do raise a good point. All right, so no more Ks. The Karahim, no more Ks. The Tab al-Muk. The Tab al-Muk Caliphate. The Tab al-Muk Caliphate. Okay, fine. Hey, let me change. Sorry, Karahim, you were voted out because you just... are too repetitive. All right. Caliphate. Thank you. Not Caliphate. Caliphate. Thank you, Inky Design. Right. Next is these people. So that's down here, and I kind of feel that this is a natural boundary down there. So the Great Lakes. The Great Lakes. What are we calling the Kingdom of the Great Lakes? The Kingdom of the Great Lakes. The Kingdom of the Great Lakes. Give me a name for the Kingdom of the Great Lakes. I feel that this would be the more traditional humanoid space. This is where Cairnbari will be based to begin with. I think Cairnbari will probably start here. This is where the show will start. The Dior, the Amorian, Lakeland. Yeah. Lamao, Lamao, welcome to the stream. We are desperately trying to populate our map here. The airsill is I really like, and maybe I got attached. I like the idea of Irish people. The Dunsar, the Derby, the Mennonites, Tepluid, no more K's. The letter K is now banned. The Hisari, the Vodhir, Earsill, the Salmon Vale. That's certainly a name. Upfensaft, yeah, absolutely. Vakasha. All right, okay. Let me choose some names here that are pretty exciting. I like the Dunsar. The Dunsar. It's not particularly prescriptive, which I quite like. The Dunsar. Let's see. The Dunsar. The Greylands. I like Greylands. I know it's boring from a relatively. It's not, weird. Michiganese. I can't even pronounce it. So no. Okay. All right. So, Toyani. No. The Haspian. Okay. All right. So, Greylands. Haspian. The Lakers could be a name for the people that live on the lake, but I like Haspian, I like Greylands, and the Dunsar. You guys choose. Dunsar, Haspians, or Greylands. Those are your choice. +1 to Greylands. Dunsar, Haspians, or Greylands. I'm laughing. I am laughing at the Anzac. Greylands has got 2 votes. Haspians has got 1 vote. Haspians has got 2 votes. I think Greylands has got 3 votes. Dunsar are out. Haspian has 4 votes. Going once. 5 votes. Going twice. I think that's a +1 from TJ. That's it. Haspians it is. Greylands could be the place. Absolutely. So this is the kingdom, the Haspian kingdom. The Haspian. I'm going to put their kingdom because we don't have one yet, and it's always nice to have a kingdom, right? The Haspian kingdom. Love it. Absolutely love it. Right. Thank you, everybody. The Haspian Constitutional Monarchy, the HCM. And then finally, just up here in the north, we've got a little gate here. We've got they're fighting the Sirmidae crab people. We've got the Barcarin conclave over there with all of the Kusawan Federation elves running around. So I just need a 3rd kingdom for over here, for humans over here. That we've got a little bit of ice flow by the looks of things. Fishermen, yeah, okay. The nation of Dulsgard. I like that, Jimmy James. The nation of Dulsgard for this area. Dulsgard. Iodun, says Game Master's Vault. Dulsgard, Iodun, I like both of them. Dulsgard, Iodun. Yes, Anthrak will get in there. Thrak will get in there. Wait, what was their name? Dulsgard. Dulsgard says Ternatum. Iodun or Dulsgard. Islus Dawn. Too many Dovrian. Gates of Khan we'll use later on. That sounds like a very specific location. Dulsgard. Getting some votes in for Dulsgard. Castle Bard. Dulsgard. Iodun. Iodun. There's your vote. Dulsgard or Iodun. Dulsgard on 1. On 2. On 3. Iodun on 1. Dulsgard on 4. On 5. Dulsgard. That's it. Dulsgard it is. Oh, yep. Sorry. Dulsgard it is. Dulsgard. And the nation of Dulsgard. God, I don't remember how it was originally spelt. There it is. There it is. Delsgard. Delsgard. That long A. Delsgard. 1A, 2 A's. You guys tell me. Delsgard. I always get accused of having complicated names. Nation of Delsgard. I think that's cool. 2 A's, says Terranatum, makes it sound more mysterious. Delsgard. There we go. I think everyone knows what that means. Delsgard. All right, lovely. Okay, I think I can officially declare our map is now closed. We have populated the regions. What do you use to make your maps? This map is made in Wonderdraft. This map is named in Wonderdraft. As you can see, the map is called Insert Name Map /Wonderdraft. So what is the name of the map? The entire area, this entire place. What is the name? What is the name of this entire region? Because this is not the whole world. It's just a region in the world. So what is... Judgment's Kiss. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Velen. We got Azthrak. Azthrak. It's such a weird pronunciation. Tembatdu Krakengard. Daryl Lieben. No. Thresdal, the Eternal Islands. Warren Graham says the Eternal Islands. I like that. I do like that. The Eternal Islands. Theronia, don't we have a... I thought that came up. This is the name for the entire region. So the Eternal Islands, postulating that these are in actual fact not continents but islands. +1 on the Eternal Islands. The Cairnbari. Ah, the Cairnbari. I do like that. The Cairnbari. The Cairnbari. Am I pronouncing it how you think of it in your head? The Cairnbari Islands. We could certainly call that. Azthrak is easier to say. Yeah, all right. It's true. Eternal Islands are getting some major votes in here. +1, +2. Dakira Islands, Crystal Islands, Cairnbari is cool. Cairnbari is the name of the show, so Sinbari might be too confusing. Cairnbari, the Eternal Islands. Jimmy James is compromising. Cairnbari, Eternal Islands. The Nexus, says Game Master's Vault. Could be. I mean, it's where the magic is all coming together. Cairnbari, the Eternal Islands. I think that's where we're going to end up. Did you notice the whole map looks like a dragon flapping its wings? I tried to make it look like a cloud. Archipelago. Cairnbari, the Eternal Archipelago? Is that what we're saying? That's becoming very wordy. The Cairnbari Archipelago, the Eternal Archipelago. Cairnbari Archipelago. I'll put it into the map and then you guys can check and see what you think. Carousel is too close to carousel. Yeah, I'm not going to argue that point. It looks nice on paper. Carousel. Call it isles, not islands. Why not have multiple names? Sure. I like Cairnbari, the Eternal Islands. I do too. I must admit. I do too. The Eternal Isle? No, that's wrong. Eternal Islands. Eternal, the islands Cairnbari. Cairnbari, the Eternal Isles. Would you share the finished map on Discord? Sure. Cairnbari. Yeah, what about Cairnbari? It would be Cairnbari, wouldn't it? Jimmy James, I know it is an archipelago. Sayersil, says Logan Coffrey. Yeah, the C could be a hard K or a soft C. The Cairnbari Islands, the Eternal Cairnbari Islands, says the Thought Police. That does the Eternal Cairnbari Islands. The Cairnbari Islands. This is always the tricky part, isn't it? The Cairnbari Islands. Cirrus Archipelago. Yes, Cirrus Clouds. Absolutely. Although those are usually cold. We've got lots of jungles here. Isles. The Cairnbari Isles. That also sounds quite cool. What? Who ever decided that's how... You know... the Beosil, to avoid the CK sound, the Beosil Isles. The Eternal Cairnbari Isles. Cairnbari Islands, Cairnbari Sodality. Well, they're not Sodality because they're not brought together under single religion. Eternal Realm. Yeah, those are good suggestions. Good suggestions. I think maybe drop there. So just Eternal Cairnbari Islands. Just like that. Eternal Cairnbari. I think it's best. Wait, what? No K's. Yeah, that was the rule. No K's. I think it's best with a hard K sounds. The Cairnbari Isles. Just Cairnbari Isles. You know what? Cairnbari Isles, I think, makes the most sense. It's simple, it's easy, and to be honest with you, it's very unlikely that people will ever actually say the name. Let's be totally honest. I do want to put in a symbol. I think it's here somewhere. Those are these star patterns, you know, to sort of show trade routes and things. I'm not a huge fan. Not a huge fan. Not a huge fan. I think just Cairnbari Islands. Yeah, Cairnbari Isles, Cairnbari Islands. Yeah. Gives you an impression they're moving. Islands? I don't know. I'm looking for symbols. Am I looking for symbols? Am I looking in the right place? Yes, I am, because I put it down here. The roses. Compass rose. Unfortunately, at 100%, the compass rose is not particularly large. In terms of the north, east, southwest type of thing. So... we'll put it sort of there, I guess. I mean, I wish I could make it bigger. You could probably digitally make it bigger. It looks very pretty, though. I mean, I quite like the fish around the anchor. But I'm going to neaten all of this up anyway. I will neaten up all of this anyway. So there we go. Right, so we've got enough. We've definitely got enough. And we can come in here and we'll say, right, oh, let's get rid of that. We don't need that. So the Haspian Kingdom is where our story is going to begin. Why in the Haspian Kingdom? Because this allows us to start exploring our world. So we have got the compass in there. I just can't make it any bigger. That's as big as it goes. It's at 100%. Wait, that's the layer allocation. So no, we don't want to put it on different layers, but we can't make it bigger than that. Sadly, you can't drag it or you know, that's it. You can zoom in on the map to make it bigger, but you can't actually physically make it bigger. So yes, we put it in the Haspian. That allows them to then start in the Haspian space. We're going to have this big capital city over here, which we can see is where they will actually start. I think we then go from there onto the second part of the agenda. Good heavens. Now, well, we've been quite clever in a way, because we've done quite a few things. So if I were to say, okay, we're going to name each of these individual towns, we'll be doing the stream until 2025. So I will take my cues from the names here and from the notes that I've made and try to create some cool names and things for us to work on. So let's have a look at our agenda. Let's see where we are. So races is now done. I'm going to put a line through them. Let's open this up. So races is now done. Yay. Name our map is done. So yay. Look at that. Go us. Okay. So, oh wait, don't delete that. That was supposed to be the order in which we were going to be looking at things. So number 5, finish up the big bad details. Whew. Okay. All right. I don't know about you guys, but I'm out of coffee again. So I'm going to go and grab some coffee. It's going to take me about 3 or 4 minutes, depending on who I have to fight in the kitchen. And then I will be back. And when we come back, we'll maybe re-vote on what we need to do, because 3 is now out, because we've done 3. So we've got 5 and 8, and then all of the rest to do. Until it's now 27 minutes past, so I'm hoping at hour I will be back. If I'm not, it will then be just a little bit after 1:30. Okay, I am back, and Shiny is... I don't know what's going on, why it has done that. Where are we? The Coffee Crusade, yes, pour the coffee, absolutely. Epic kitchen fight ensues. Yes, so, where are we? Yeah, this collective creation is absolutely fun. I really am enjoying it. So, now... we are looking at our agenda. And I don't know what's changed. You see Zoom? Not Zoom. This thing. OBS. Changes things all the time. So let's drop that down. Oh, that's too dark, that one. I'll tell you what. I'm going to do that. It's going to look awful. I'm going to let it settle. And then I come here. And then I do that. Oh, I don't know. Shiny head it is. Let's go back to our desktop now as we continue. We do, Jens Honneman. We do have the sentence, which I have here. Agamorax wants to be the only magic user left in the world. And he needs to do that before the fungus ends, because the fungus is allowing him to defeat all of the mages that he normally wouldn't be able to. But he's having difficulty because the Shidar warriors, which we've now established are insect folk, they are his troops, but the fungus is unpredictable. So sometimes he wins and sometimes he loses. And the reason for that is the PCs are interfering with his plans. They are interfering with his plans. The theme is magic finds a way. So back to our agenda. And we've got to complete our first mission. We've got to define our travel. We've got some stuff that we need to do. Coffee was successful, although I call it coffee. Everyone else just calls it milk with coffee flavoring. All right, so we've done 1. So 5 was supposed to be next, which is finishing up the big bad's details. We can certainly do that if that's something that you want us to do. If you want us to explore that area, you can. Otherwise, if we need to do a revote, we certainly can as well. I'm happy to do a revote. So are we going to do number 5, finish up the big bad, or are we going to go and do something else first? 5, says Warren Graham fan. I don't see a problem with that. Anyone else? 8 gets a +1 from Judgment's Kiss as Thrak. I like that. 5 for 3 and 1 for 2. 5 is definitely coming up. Okay. I think it's obvious what we're going to do. We're going to do number 5. Finish up the big bad's details. Okay. Yeah. Right. I'd say 2, better get prepared for the game. Yeah, absolutely. The game is coming. I know. So yes, number 5. Now that takes us to finish up the big bad's details. So that's this page here. These templates, by the way, are available on my webpage, www.greatgamemaster.com. You'll find them under the resources tab there, and you can download them, use them as you so choose. If you want to understand how they work, watch the Great GM video that I think is coming out tonight or tomorrow, and I do a whole walkthrough of this whole thing as well. So I'm not going to spend too much time explaining this as we work through this, but we're going to certainly fill it in. We are certainly going to fill it in. And I've just realized we probably should save our map. And we should probably call it something new, but it's busy saving at the moment. So let me just save that quickly. Paco 1991, welcome to the channel and to being a new D&D guy. That's awesome. That's wonderful. So we've saved it, and that's it. We're done with that. But I want to export this. Do I want to export this yet? No, I don't, because I've still got tons of stuff to do on that. Right, came out like 30 minutes ago, says Junie B. What came out? Oh, did the new video come out 30 minutes ago? There we go. My business partner, the Web Goblin, releasing videos on schedule every time. Agamorex, Terranatum, gotta go. Thank you for being part of the stream for as long as you were. I mean, they're really long streams. We're on 2.5 hours at the moment. So thank you for being part of the stream. Do appreciate it. We'll see you around, hopefully, on Saturday for more world building with Kaora. So, yeah. Right. Okay. So, let's start putting this in. What is Agamorex's race? Do we think Agamorex is human? Or is Agamorex actually one of these insect creatures? What do we think? What is Agamorex? Elven? Jans Horneman says an otter. I don't know if I could take an otter as this hideous villain. Maybe. We don't have tieflings in this world. We do have elves. Lots of elves voting for elves. Twitch seems to want elves. Elves. Welcome to the otter side beach. Yes. I hope to find Discord D&D sessions. Any idea? Yes, Paco 1991. Go to my YouTube, my Discord channel, discord.gg/GreatGM. And you will find a whole bunch of people ready, willing, and waiting to play online. Melkeith is also an elf in evil armor. Yeah, Melkeith. Yeah, that's right. Lord of the Rings says evils can be big bad ducks. Don't know about ducks. Elf halfling crosses. Elflings. Wait, what are we talking about? We're talking insect. So, a shifter. Is he a shifter? A skinwalker? Okay, so it is either an elf or a shifter by the looks of things. That's what I'm seeing. Human is the standard. That is correct. That is definitely correct. But this is our big bad. This is the one who wants to be the ultimate magic user in all of the world. So let's get the vote going as we start. I see here we got an elf shifter. Well, that's a shifter. So elf has got 1. I'm going to count that as a shifter. Shifter's got 2, 3, 4. 2 to elves, 4 to shifters, 5 to 3 to elves, 5 to shifters, 4 to elves, 6 to shifters, 5 to elf, 7 to shifter, 8 to shifter, 9 to shifter, 6 to elf, 7 to shifters. What the fuck was I on? I don't remember what I was on for the elves. Shifters win. Okay, he's a shifter. Thanks everybody for playing. I'm never going to do that ever again. I got so confused. Okay, but I think shifters won that one. I think we can call it shifter. So yes, it's a shifter, or he is a shifter, but we know for absolute fact he won't present as a shifter. And yes, I have very weird counting skills, as in 0 counting skills. 6, 7, 8, 9, 7. Yes, absolutely. I can make a poll, but the thing is, to make a poll takes some time, and then we kind of get yeah. This is chaos incarnate, which I like. All right, we know where he is based. He is based here. I am saying he, but the Delakai Dominion. So we will fill that in quickly. Where is the Delakai Dominion? Okay, that's lovely. That's lovely. Da, 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 da. No, wait. Paul Small just counted out. Yeah, absolutely. Guy still counts better than Star Wars. Right. So the question is Agamorax male or female? Or do the shifters even bother with gender? I mean, these are creatures that can change their shape, be an elf today, a dwarf tomorrow, an insect. Do we want them to be female? Could be. You tell me. No gender, I think. Yeah, gender fluid. Absolutely. Hermaphroditic. Yes, says Nasiri. I agree. Absolutely. All right, so there we go. They don't have a gender. They are without gender because they don't need it. When did Agamorax become... when did they become powerful? Well, when they got the skull of Sidhi. When they got the skull of Sidhi. So when did they get that? 500 years ago? 1,000 years ago? When did Agamorax rise to power amongst the Shaidar warriors? When did Agamorax rise up? And remember, these are quite important to answer and to think about. So insectoids, so the Shaidar or the Delakai invaded his hometown, or when he killed the insect queen. So we got some different thoughts here. Now think about the implication here, folks. If he was living and the insects invaded his town that he was living in and killed everybody, he's on a revenge kind of quest. I'm not sure. If he killed the insect queen as an assassin and took her place by grabbing her exoskeleton and claiming ownership, that makes him much more intentional. How long do skinwalkers live? I don't know. We can decide. I think we can decide on that one. I like intentional. Intention, I think, works quite well. The 30-year time span, Grizzles is suggesting a 30-year time span. It's not a bad time span. You go, well, that's quite a long time. Well, yes, he's got to unite the Shaidar first. He's got to take control and build up his army before he can invade. Now, Jimmy James has got a wonderful little link in there. The mages killed his people. This would explain why he wants to get all of the magic, because he feels that magic is what killed his world. I think that works really well. Shadow's Assassin says 30 years leaves a lot of time for scheming and planning. Carontex says 150 years, not that long for being noticed, but enough time to gather a sizable force and power. Yeah, in Elvish terms, 150 years is nothing. So yes, Judgment's Kiss, Azthrark says a group of mages refused to help protect his town. I like that. I like that. Okay, so that's going to be in here. Why does he want to be the only magic user? I would say mages caused death of his world. I'm going to say death of his world in terms of it could be the end of his, because he might have had a family. It could have been a pod of shifters or a pool of shifters. What do you call it? I think that would be the collective, a pool of shifters. So the pool of shifters was destroyed and the mages caused the death of his world. So that works quite well. A loved one. Yeah, absolutely. Let's put it that way, of a loved one, right? But we're not going to be like Marvel and DC movies, mainly Marvel movies, that we go, well, we have to feel sorry for the villain. No, we don't. He's bad. Agamorix is evil. And yes, this was the inciting incident that caused him to go and do all of this, but he has long since forgotten that. He is now just he is on the path to destruction and destroying every mage out there for wrongly assuming something. Okay, so when I think 30 years has been floating around for a bit, I think that's quite a good idea. So we're going to say 30 years. 30 years. Because, again, and you say, well, why fill out all this information? Who cares when he came to power? Well, you might have a sailor that the PCs bump into in a harbour port, and the sailor goes, oh, I reckon for the last 30 years the Delakai Dominion's been very different. Not the usual hive kind of stuff, mind you. A lot more organised, I think. You know, so you can throw that in and it's easy. It's in the back of your mind. You can use it. Yeah, absolutely. Jimmy James, once he's tasted power, he has forgotten about his revenge. Correct. Right. Okay. Why is he the one that we are following? Why is he the one that we are following? He has the power to change the world. Okay, that's why we're following him. That is why we're following him. And I mean, these questions, they're designed to be purposefully flexible so that you follow your lines of power, you follow through, you look at things. Yeah, okay, maybe mages experimented on him. I actually like that. I like that more. I like that more. Mages experimented on him and gave him extra power. I like that. I like that a lot. It gives us a wonderful backstory where the mages wanted to see if shifters, because of their nature, could control magical flow better than regular people, and so they experimented on him. Maybe he can consume the magic of mages he defeats. Oh, there can be only one. There can be only one. Yes. Okay, I do like that. How does he get to his place? How does he have his power? There we go. He can consume the magic of those he kills. Ooh, I like that. I absolutely love that. That's really, really, really cool. That goes into there very, very nicely. Now, this is an interesting one. Magic finds a way. So, what do we expect? We have a shapeshifter named Agamorix who was experimented on. He consumes the magic of those that he kills, and he's been in power for 30 years. What do we expect of this person? Now, I see Junie B is saying General Grievous a lot. This is Grievous's story. I don't know General Grievous's story. I think most of that comes from the animated series The Clone Wars. I only know Grievous from the films, where we learnt virtually nothing. And I felt that was very sad because we could have learnt a lot more. But anyway. So what do we expect of this character. And remember, it is, what do we expect? The fungus is a counterpoint. The fungus is actually, from a narrative perspective, the fungus is the MacGuffin. It's something that has caused the event. Well, it's an event, like I said last night. It's an event. And sure, he does experiment on the fungus, absolutely. And Jashir is his alchemist. My voice is going. I don't normally speak for 3 hours. So what do we expect from Agamorix? We expect someone who is angry. We expect someone who is, let's say, angry. We expect someone who is bitter. We accept someone who is power hungry. We expect someone perhaps a little bit barbaric. Barbaric. I hate that word. Yes, driven. Good one. We expect someone who's driven. Tantrums, unfortunately, I'm going to veto you on that one. I felt that was the biggest mistake that they made with Kylo Ren, was the tantrums. Absolutely ruined it for me. Basically, he was an insectoid warlord. The Jedi did things that wrecked his homeworld and earned his ire, and then the CIS turned him into a cyborg whilst he learned to wield a lightsaber. Okay, there we go. It's interesting. That's interesting. Maybe Agamorix is not a mage. Well, the world setting is that anybody could be a mage, but most people choose not to be a mage because it's very, very dangerous if they use the magic yeah, so we've got to be careful about that one. So he could be a mage, but maybe he doesn't use magic because he doesn't like magic. So that's entirely possible. So what is established? Well, absolutely, people are already starting to talk about it. What is this? He is patient, absolutely patient, cunning, scheming, cunning, absolutely. Barbaric wouldn't be a bit contradictory to a mage wizard-like being. Aha. Well, this is the thing. Let us explore these options. So, if he is a mage, the implications are that he learned how to use the magic, and so the final showdown with the characters, is going to be magical based, right? If he uses magic. If he doesn't use magic, then the players have got all the magic in the world, but they can't seem to defeat him somehow. Because remember, we've got to set it up that it's an impossible achievement. Magic finds a way is our theme. So I think our theme is saying to us that Agamorix is not going to use magic, but that he will eventually be consumed by magic because he's trying to destroy magic, right? So the ultimate irony is, I will destroy everything, and he gets destroyed by everything. That's what our theme is saying. So, yeah, I think maybe he only uses his magic to defend himself from magic. Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, absolutely. I think he might have some magicians around him that will keep him alive. But yeah, absolutely. He uses power rather than charisma. He's in charge of insects. I don't think he needs a lot of charisma. Yeah, I like the idea that Agamorix is a devourer of magic and not the magic users. Well, he doesn't eat the magic users. He kills them and then absorbs their power. Sorry for hitting the microphone. Okay, so what is different is he is not a magic user. He's not a magic user. So he is not. Do I want to say sophisticated? No, he's just not. He's not a magic user. So that's what's different. Okay. Right. Where are we? But it says he wants to be the only magic user. Yes, it does. He wants to be the only magic user. We're going to adjust this. So where we have a conflict, what's more interesting? Agamorix wanting to erase magic completely or to be the only one to use magic? The story we've got, I think, tells us that he wants to destroy magic because our theme says magic finds a way. So even if he were to destroy magic, magic would come back. It finds a way. So yeah, I think we want to wipe it out because that makes it even more terrifying to the PCs. I think so. Destroy all magic. I think that's better. It is, well, you see, so Nerun has raised a good point. If he consumes magic, then isn't it like a power source for him? So yes, absolutely. And I think that the important point here is that when we have contradiction, we actually end up with more believable characters. Agamorex hates magic, and he consumes it to destroy it. But those experiments the mages were doing actually requires him to eat the magic to stay alive. So as much as he wants to destroy it, he can't because then he will die too, which I think is the whole theme. Magic finds a way. So you might want to destroy it, but you need it. What that does is at the very end, it means that if he does try and destroy the magic, he can be destroyed by it. We don't want to do that. We want the PCs to defeat him, but it's definitely something that is a thread that goes through that. So there we are. Right. So he's Voldemort in his undead form. I'm not too sure. I didn't read the books. I only watched the movies, and I missed half of them. He is different since other kings and emperors use magic to support their rule. Yes, absolutely. Yes, quite correct. Quite correct. I love the implications with this. So I don't know what one you're. If he explodes, all the magic that he consumed comes back to the world again. So Cairnbari, if he explodes, all the magic he consumed comes back into the world. That's a very Hollywood Disney ending. It's not a bad thing. As he has destroyed the players, watch as this massive bloom of purple Octran magic washes out over the entire Cairsil Islands, and magic is restored. It would be very satisfactory. People would go, oh, it's so cliche, but it's so cool. We did that. Not a problem. Not a problem. It could work very well. Right. Instead of barbaric, let's put cruel. Yes. Barbaric, as you say, implies a certain maniac and control. So cruel, absolutely. Let's do that. Of course, absolutely. Hollywood, not as polluted. Hollywood has given us education in a certain way of thinking. And it's our responsibility as game masters to make sure that we're kind of giving our players who are in the same mindset what they're looking for, which would be a happy ending, I think, anyway. So there we are. Right. I think that maybe his consuming of magic is something that could destroy him. It could be something that players have to figure out in order to defeat him. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. I mean, again, these blocks, we don't have to fill them all in. But the more we fill them in, the rounder the picture becomes of this entire story. The Dark Swordsman has asked a very interesting question. Could he have a line that even he won't cross? Will he allow people to suffer? That's an interesting one. Will he allow people to suffer? Maybe he won't. So maybe his whole thing is he kills mages quickly. Maybe that's the thing. There's no torturing. He didn't even ask any questions. He just killed them all. I mean, that's chilling. So I think that could certainly work. We can make a note of it somewhere that he will not cross a specific line. I don't know. I'm throwing out ideas. So yes, I'm just busy reading comments. If you don't use magic, then you're safe from him. Yeah. Oh, there we go. He only hates magic. If you don't use magic, then you're safe from him. Technophobe. I mean, that's bang on. bang on. So that could certainly work. No line, he is evil. Seeing magic being destroyed is suffering enough. Yeah, Jimmy James, I think that could also work. I mean, this is the beauty of creating these characters, is that we've got to look at it and see that how do we work this so that we're telling a really good story. Junie B is saying his original motivation was because his family was killed. Maybe he would spare families. Maybe he would literally say, bring out your magic users, and those will be destroyed. The rest of you will be spared. Maybe he says something like that. I'm going to add that in. I do like that because, again, it gives the players clues. Wait, he only kills magic users. Okay, so what's he on? What? Because they don't necessarily know that he wants to destroy all the magic for a long time. So I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to put a note somewhere. Wants to destroy something. Let's say here. Won't kill non-magic users. I really like that. I really like that. I think that's a really great little... It's a quirk. And you go, well, why? What? Okay, I'm not a magic user. You lie. I mean, because ultimately he's going to judge who's a magic user or not, right? So I think there's that hypocrisy as well, is that you're not a magic user, but, oh, you live on a farm and a magic user once came to the farm and grew all of the crops using magic. Die. Could be something like that. Could be something like that. Yeah, so Jimmy James, if anyone can use magic, then no one is safe. Correct. But you will find people, and I think his thinking is, if you have a robe, if you look like a wizard, if you run at his army throwing magic at them, that's what's going to hit you. He's going to get there. Do they have to be alive to consume their power? Major Tater, I don't think so. I think they could be dead. I think they could be dead because otherwise it gets very complicated. It's like, bring them to me. It's a nice out if the PCs get trapped and he wants them. He wants them. Yeah, could be. Let's see. Okay, so wants something. He won't kill magic users. That doesn't really belong anywhere on this particular template, but I'm gonna put it here. Right. He is not a magic user, and he won't kill magic users. That is what makes him different. Okay, that's where it should have actually gone. Right. So, destroy all magic. How does he destroy all magic? By consuming it from the still living body of the mage. Okay. Right. So there we go. We've got that in there. Maybe magic leaves a mark on magic users that he can see. Yeah, we certainly could go with something along those lines. Well, maybe he can see it because of the magical experiments. That, for me, if you've watched my YouTube channel or read the books, you'll see that I talk about seeding, which is where you drop in ideas and you might use them or you might not use them. So the mage is experimenting on him for power. We can now certainly say, well, they gave him the ability to see magic and how much magic a person has used, because the more magic you use, the more your veins glow or something. I don't know. I mean, it certainly could work. Each time you use magic, you get a dot of ink revealing like a tattoo. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Are all of his forces non-magic users? Does he employ magic users to assist him? I think he is power hungry. He's cruel. He's driven. He's patient. He's cunning. I think the cunning part implies that he would use them if they're going to help him to achieve his goal. But he ultimately will kill them. Or does he have that modicum of honor that he won't use them? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Retrog MGX or MG12 says, why would he kill them if he can take the magic from them whilst they're alive? And won't that conflict with his quick death thingy? I think that by sucking the magic out, it kills the person. So they have to be alive so that he can start pulling it out, kind of like Ursula pulling out Ariel's voice from The Little Mermaid. So he kind of pulls it out of them. And in doing so, he's kind of like ripping their soul out of them, which I think could be quite terrifying. Because he consumes magic, would that mean that the fungus in his location would die as he absorbs it? Or does he switch it on and off? Edward Horsman asks that question. So yes, the idea is that the fungus is absorbing excess magic and rebalancing the world. And what that means is that Agomorix can travel with the fungus because the mages around the fungus are weaker than well, they're just weaker because there's less magic in the air, in the ether, because the fungus has absorbed it. As a result, the mages are weak. His armies can come in without too much fear of being attacked by magic, and then he can drain the magic from the remainders of the mages before the fungus. Then yes, the fungus would then well, it would start to die off in that area, but it's going to be growing towards other regions of high density. So that's quite good, because the more he kills mages, the less magic there is, the more the fungus dies. So he has to move faster on that. So there we are. I think if he is vain enough to kill a farmer who had a mage magic his crops, he wouldn't employ a mage. Yeah, I'm kind of... maybe he has a magic user's sidekick that is totally loyal to him. We do have a sidekick for him. That was his assistant, Jashir, who's an alchemist who can control the fungus. And I quite like that the alchemist can brew up this, basically it's fertilizer, and spray that all over the ground in massive vats. The Shaidar warriors spread out these large vats and things. We could certainly do that. We could have it that the fungus is part of his experiments. Retrog suggests. Absolutely, we could certainly do that. He's ruthless. He would use anyone and can swallow his pride, says Inky Design. Yeah, maybe. Well, alchemy and magic are two different things, I think, because he can see magic. So, yes. How will that affect his need for magic to survive? I think Page of Scribbles, if he kills all the magic users, how will that affect his need for magic to survive? I think he is happy to kill them all and then die of starvation, because he knows that they are dead. So I think that's pretty cool. I think that's a nice little cycle. Second in command through choice or not? No, I think Jashir, well, we said Jashir weaseled his way in to get there. Now, the Cairnbari Council, okay, Jimmy James, we're calling it the Cairnbari Council, sure. Would the Cairnbari Council help this evil man bend on destroying magic? No, I think the Cairnbari Council, I mean, that's the whole name of the show. I think that the Cairnbari Council would be trying to stop him because he's killing magic users. He's killing mages all over the world. And so I think definitely the Cairnbari Council will definitely try to stop him. So we're going to call that the Cairnbari Council, right? So that's the mages of Cairnbari. And there's no I in there. The Cairnbari Council. There's a K again. See, I like the letter K for names. Yeah, end goal achieved, time to die type of thing. Yeah, maybe he has a cult of clerics that follow him and he sees the difference between magic and divine favors. Yes, just have the Grand Sages under evil NPCs. Oh yes, sorry, the Cairnbari Grand Sage. So it's just the Grand Sages. And didn't we say it was the Council of Sages? The Council of Sages, of Grand Sages, are evil somehow. I think they can control Agomorix for their own goals and will assassinate him once he has cleaned out the mages who are disloyal to the council. Okay. The Cairnbari Council. Should it really be Cairnbari Council if we have the Council of Grand Sages? So maybe it should just then go back to the title of the show. The Wizards of Cairnbari. Which is our PCs. The Cairnbari Order. The Order of Cairnbari. The Cairnbari Assembly. Could be Conclave Circle, the Cairnbari Circle, the Conclave, the Cairnbari Conclave. Okay, the Cairnbari Conclave, you convinced me. Alright, fine, the Cairnbari Conclave. Gotcha. Right, we are now over our time of 3 hours. That's insane, folks. We have not yet achieved our goals. We've filled in 1 page. Now, obviously, this is taking a lot longer because this is a gigantic debate and discussion, which I think is absolutely awesome. The Crimson Scale of Cairnbari, the Cairnbari, yeah, that's cool. It's the Covenant, the Conclave of Grand Sage. Yeah, no, I think we're okay. Space says, hello, I wanted to thank you. You've been our gateway into GM and a huge inspiration. That's fantastic. That's absolutely lovely. Thank you for letting me know. It's really good to get that kind of feedback. It's very positive, kind of keeps one wanting to do these things, which I think is very good. The Cabal of Grand Sage. No, I think the Council of Grand Sages is great. I think that's cool. All right. So we've made some progress here. We've definitely got a sense of Agamorix here. And I think, and I hope that you will see that by having this sense of who this shifter is, when we start getting to these points here, which we still haven't done, by the way, when we start getting to our designing our actual adventures, it's so much easier because we then start to realize, okay, what is going to happen? What is going to happen when the PCs stop him from getting that moonscale armor, which protects him from this fungus thing? He's ruthless. He's cunning. I think he would just dispatch assassins after the PCs. So this prevent the fungus from ending early, where they're trying to collect this stuff. We know that adventure is going to be assassins. Now, I don't know how long this series is going to run for, but at an hour a day, it means in theory, it's going to take us a week to do one of these items, one of these adventures. It's going to take us a week, roughly, to get through. Although, because it's an hour, it's really not going to be easy for the guys to finish quickly. So if we go for 4 weeks, I mean, the whole idea behind this was running this whilst we are all stuck at home in self-isolation. Then we're only going to get to that point, prevent the fungus from ending early, the PCs, so there's some balancing that's going to have to happen. Anyway, I'm going to end it for tonight because otherwise I am never going to finish up. And tomorrow is Friday, I think. I think it's tomorrow's Friday. Yes, it is. It's Friday tomorrow. So I will add this information. I will populate the world with names, namely down here. And I will definitely include the races into the rulebook. So I have shared it on the Discord server. You can go and grab it there if you want to. I will add in these races because I think they're really, really cool. They're really, really fun. Yeah, so thank you guys for being part of this. I mean, 100 people on average were watching this stream. It's really, really, really cool. So yeah, it's great to hang out and chat and chill. And there we go. You're hungry, Inky Design. I had pizza this afternoon. We've spoiled ourselves. So yeah, we will see you on Saturday. We will see you for world building with Kaora. That's not this world. So if you want to see the rest of this world being built, we can talk about it after the live shows during the week. But this is as far as we're going. I really thank you for your input on this. But yeah, Saturday at 8 p.m. GMT is Kaora and myself, where Kaora is drawing his beautiful maps. And I am basically just talking nonsense and helping with the stream. Then on Sunday is live sessions with a GM, where I have a special guest who will be talking about some really cool stuff and answering your questions as usual. And then on Monday, 7 p.m., we kick off with the Wizards of Cairnbari set in the Cairsil Islands, in a map which you guys have helped to populate with an amazing array of creatures, particularly the otters. I think that's going to be super cool. So yes, that stream on Saturday for Space, I see you there. Space, the stream is on the YouTube channel that you're on right now, as well as on twitch.tv/Kaora if you are on Twitch. So there we go. Yeah. It's been an absolute blast. I want to say thank you to all of you once again. And we will see you online in one stream or another. Until then, I wish you all the very happiest of gaming.